Pleiadians energy shift at the March Equinox 2025. Greetings once more, dear friends. I am Tenhin from the Collective of Maya. Indeed, you are rapidly approaching, truly accelerating towards, the significant celestial juncture of the March Equinox, which serves as a vital spring portal within your world. We might suggest that this period should be perceived as a profound cosmic countdown. This current transmission will delve into the profound reasons why this particular gateway is of such immense importance for humanity, and critically, how you can most effectively absorb and skillfully utilize the potent energies now available to you. You are profoundly learning on ever-deepening levels that astrological configurations and the precise alignments of planets exert an absolutely massive and undeniable effect on the energetic fields present within your earthly realm. Could you truly imagine that the primordial creator, the divine architect of all existence, would construct a universe in which everything did not operate in perfect symbiosis, intricately and harmoniously affecting each other for the upward, evolutionary spiral of ascension? Some among you are now beginning to awaken to this magnificent truth, and we consider this unfolding awareness to be truly excellent and most encouraging. We have maintained a vigilant watch over you from our light ship, which is strategically positioned not too far from the confines of your solar system. We have, in fact, undertaken numerous sojourns to Earth on various occasions, and have even engaged directly and interactively with some of you. We do, without question, possess a profound and abiding interest in assisting Earth in her ongoing ascension, for we ourselves share a deep and intertwined history with this planet. Certain members of our race, hailing from the Maya Collective, were an integral part of specific indigenous groups many thousands of years ago, deeply woven into the fabric of your world's ancient past. During a pivotal period, in transiting through the dimensional gateway of inner Earth, a significant number of us departed your world to continue our own spiritual evolution within the Pleiades, which serves as our natural vibrational anchor. It was specifically through spring portals, much like the one now approaching, that we collectively gathered in sacred ceremony and performed particular energetic activations that proved instrumental in advancing our own ascension journey. Therefore, we are profoundly delighted and deeply honored to be able to offer as much assistance as we possibly can with your current journey in today's comprehensive transmission. We invite you to embrace any information presented here that profoundly resonates with your inner truth and being. But please remember that this intricate wisdom is not intended for every individual. Therefore, hold it with a sense of reverence, considering it something sacred and precious, much as you would carefully hold and protect an invaluable jewel or a cherished artifact. The pervasive chaos and widespread upheaval that we currently observe unfolding on the physical plane of your world are simply an outward manifestation, a clear reflection of deeply buried issues now being relentlessly brought to the surface. It is akin to a colossal, energetic cyclone pulling up everything unresolved, every stagnant energy that still needs to be moved, processed, and is currently lingering out of balance within the collective consciousness. It is then perhaps profoundly pertinent or even divinely fitting that we choose to label this message as the great rebalancing of humanity. For you are, at this pivotal moment, returning to your original, pristine divine design, and we are unequivocally excited beyond measure about this unprecedented development. This specific phenomenon, this profound return, has never transpired before in any previous version or iteration of your race. And yes, there have indeed been several such versions throughout your history. Consequently, there are many stellar nations, numerous cosmic civilizations that have gathered in a supportive alliance to extend their assistance to you. Some among these benevolent beings are karmically linked to your evolution, their destinies interwoven with yours, while others have come simply to provide help as an integral part of dedicated ascension teams. We, the Pleiadians, could accurately state that we embody a bit of both roles, possessing both karmic ties and a commitment to assistance. In any case, we are absolutely delighted to be present here with you today, offering this guidance. And we could even go so far as to suggest that, beginning from this very message, a distinct kind of 15-day cosmic countdown has now officially commenced. There arrives a specific moment within your seasonal turning, a profound cyclical transition that carries the indelible feeling of a first, inaugural breath. It is as if the entire world inhales in unison, a collective gasp, and something subtly luminous, quietly vibrant, begins to stir and move anew once more. And that, dear ones, is precisely why we refer to this initial gateway as the chamber of 0-degree spark. It is experienced less as a mere date marked on a linear calendar and far more as a profound inner threshold, a pivotal demarcation within your very being. It is a sacred place where your inner life, your soul's essence, consciously recognizes that a nascent strand of reality, an entirely new paradigm of existence, is now available and ready to be lived. It is where many of you feel a gentle, yet undeniable, stirring within your chest, an internal impetus that whispers now even though the outer world may still largely appear familiar and unchanged. A true spark chamber, energetically speaking, is exquisitely created when two distinct forces converge and meet in a precise and harmonious manner. And here, in this potent chamber, these two fundamental forces are profound simplicity and profound readiness. It is the kind of readiness that arrives, not hastily, but after extensive seasons of deep learning and experiential wisdom, uncovering what truly matters at your core. It is the kind of simplicity that emerges when the soul, tired of endless negotiation, finally releases its grip on what it has already unequivocally outgrown. And so, you find yourself standing on the very edge of something that feels exquisitely clean, pristine, and fundamentally new. You sense, with growing clarity, that this particular gateway calls for authentic sincerity rather than superficial intensity, for present, mindful awareness rather than performative pretense. It beckons a gentle yet steady willingness, a tender resolve, to consciously step into the life you already intrinsically know belongs to you, the life that resonates with your highest truth. Many among you, especially those you identify as starseeds and light workers, feel this as a subtle yet persistent magnetic pull toward what is undeniably real and true. This is because the era of living half-lives and perpetuating half-truths begins to spontaneously dissolve and unravel when this ignition season, this time of authentic activation, finally arrives. And the inherent splendor of this particular ignition, this nascent activation, lies in the fact that it carries within it a profound warmth, an encompassing encouragement, a deep sense of being fully met and embraced by life itself. It is as if the Earth, your sentient planetary home, were speaking directly to you, saying, "I am now ready, completely open, to receive your true and authentic self, and I will unequivocally support the version of you that courageously chooses what it loves and cherishes." This, dear ones, is a quintessential gateway of profound beginnings. However, the beginning unfolding here is exquisitely refined, purified, because it is born from all the endings you have already diligently completed and integrated within your heart. And in that profound sense, 0-degree represents a sacred line, a hallowed demarcation, where the soul gracefully transitions from ethereal contemplation to tangible embodiment. It is where the inner vow, your deepest pledge, transforms into a lived movement, a deliberate action, and where pure intention becomes an opening, a conscious pathway through which you can truly and authentically walk. You can readily imagine the grand, majestic wheel of cycles, the intricate way your people have mapped the celestial sky into distinct segments and seasons. And at the forefront of that immense wheel, there's always an inherent place where the story begins anew, where courage feels freshly invigorated, where the innocent, unburdened part of you joyfully returns. And I speak of innocence here not as naivete, but as the profound ability to meet your life in each present moment without carrying the weight of yesterday's burdens heavily in your hands. Within the sacred space of the 0-degree spark chamber, the universe extends an exquisite invitation to you, calling you into a new, deeper kind of self-trust. This is offered because many of you have become conditioned to wait for an external sign, to wait for explicit permission, to wait for absolute certainty before moving forward. Yet, this potent gateway teaches a gentler, more profound truth. The true sign, the only one you truly need, is the palpable warmth you feel within your own being when you're near what is truly aligned for your highest good. An authentic permission arrives the very moment you cease treating your own heart as a distant, unreliable voice, and instead embrace it as your most trusted guide. You may feel, with remarkable clarity, how quickly genuine choice becomes visible and accessible to you now. You may observe how swiftly that inner yes, that profound internal affirmation, begins to reorganize and reshape your outer life. This is because the first degree, in its essence, is always quick, always pure, always responsive, and it generously rewards even the simplest, most sincere steps with surprisingly rapid and expansive unfoldings. Some of you will deeply feel this as a compelling urge, an intrinsic desire to simplify and streamline your commitments, to shed unnecessary obligations. Others will experience it as a joyous return of creative energy that had long been dormant, resting patiently within you, now surging forth. Still others will feel it as a newly discovered ability, a profound self-authorship, to confidently declare, this is truly what I want to build, what I desire to manifest. And as you speak those words, you will feel your body visibly relax, as if it had been patiently waiting, silently anticipating to hear you articulate those very sentiments. Within the sacred confines of this chamber, vision and structure harmoniously meet and merge as equal partners. And this, dear ones, is an extraordinarily important teaching for the transformative season ahead. For any dream, any aspiration that truly wishes to live and manifest in your physical world inherently seeks a tangible container. And this container, this supportive framework, is formed by a series of choices that may seem utterly ordinary and mundane to the analytical mind, yet are profoundly sacred and imperative to the discerning soul. Many of you carry within you truly beautiful visions, luminous possibilities projects that are profoundly meant to serve the greater good, relationships that are destined to deepen into profound bonds, life arrangements that are designed to support your intrinsic expansion and growth, and unique ways of earning and creating that genuinely honor your inherent gifts and talents. And the 0-degree spark chamber is precisely where these nascent visions begin to make a clear demand of you. They ask for a single, honest, unwavering commitment. This is because the universe itself loves dynamic movement. It speaks to you through movement, and it consistently amplifies what you are genuinely willing to enact and bring into tangible reality. A beautiful inner image, an ethereal aspiration, truly becomes more than just that when you imbue it with rhythm, when you give it a dedicated place within your daily existence, when you offer a small, yet significant action that definitively declares, I have begun. And in this profound way, this gateway subtly teaches that structure is, in its essence, a powerful form of love. Because structure diligently sustains what you truly value. Structure tenderly protects what is vulnerable and nascent. Structure meticulously creates continuity, and continuity is ultimately how the soul successfully makes a home for itself in the dense realm of matter. Light workers often instinctively carry the inclination to serve solely through energetic means, through subtle vibrational offerings. However, a deeper, more profound maturity arrives when you consciously realize that your service also powerfully lives through tangible craft, through cultivated skill, through responsible stewardship, and most importantly, through the unwavering willingness to show up repeatedly, consistently, allowing your hands, your actions, to speak the very same truth that your heart already profoundly knows. That is precisely why many of you will now begin to feel a profound inner organization taking root, an effortless and intuitive preference for what feels intrinsically clean and true. You will experience a growing desire to consciously redirect your precious time and valuable resources toward what genuinely nourishes your authentic path. This is because the spark chamber does not demand a grand, ostentatious gesture. Instead, it simply asks for a real, authentic gesture. And a real, authentic gesture always inherently carries within it a profound feeling of peace and tranquility. The clarity experienced within this transformative chamber manifests as a deep inner consent, a profound internal acquiescence. And this, dear ones, is one of the most precious distinctions we can offer you. This is because clarity, as your external world often teaches and defines it, can frequently feel like a complex mental construction, a logical list of reasons, irrefutable proof, or even an exhaustive debate that you meticulously win within your own mind. And yet, clarity, as your profound soul intrinsically knows and experiences it, feels entirely different. It feels like a deep, unwavering agreement, a silent, serene settling, a profound sense that your whole being in its entirety has unified and said yes together. Inner consent inherently carries a softness, an inherent pliancy, yet simultaneously carries a profound firmness, an unwavering conviction. It embodies a gentle, almost inevitable quality. And even when the analytical mind still harbors lingering questions or cognitive inquiries, the heart has already unequivocally chosen, and the physical body then naturally begins to reorganize itself, aligning around that profound choice. Many of you have been intricately trained, perhaps inadvertently, to distrust this kind of innate knowing, precisely because it can often seem too simple, too immediate, too effortlessly accessible. And yet, the most authentic and profound truth residing within a being frequently arrives as an uncomplicated recognition, an effortless recollection. It is as if you have returned to something you always intrinsically knew, something that was always part of your essence, and you had simply, for a time, forgotten that you knew it. A truly beautiful and profoundly beneficial practice for this transformative season is to gently place your hand over the center of your chest at your sacred cardiac center. Then, breathe as if you're breathing directly into that profound place, and, in a tone of profound kindness and self-compassion, ask a simple, yet powerful, question: what am I truly ready to begin now? Allow the answer to arise first in pure feeling, in raw sensation, before it attempts to translate itself into language. This is because the heart speaks initially through sensation, through expansion, through relief, through warmth, through that subtle inner glow that unequivocally says, yes, this is it. Then, and only then, allow the mind to serve that truth. Allow it to meticulously create the very next logical step. Allow it to choose a small, actionable step that you can realistically take within the next 24 hours. This is crucial because the spark chamber profoundly loves immediacy, and immediacy is precisely how beginning truly becomes real and tangible. Journaling can also prove to be an invaluable contemplative tool during this period. Writing, by its very nature, helps to slow the analytical mind to a state of profound sincerity, and that sincerity then allows the deepest, most authentic truth to gently surface and be recognized. When you commit to writing from your heart for just a few minutes each day, you'll begin to hear your own soul speak to you with growing clarity, profound wisdom, and an unwavering kindness. Courage, dear ones, is the living currency, the vital energetic exchange of this particular gateway. And courage, in this context, is tender, profoundly human, and exquisitely humble. It is the courage to take the very next necessary step, even when the future ahead remains wide open, vast, and beautifully shapeless, devoid of clear outlines. And that is precisely why we speak of initiation for those who diligently serve the light. This is because initiation is always, without exception, about bravely stepping into a larger, more expansive identity through what may appear to be a remarkably simple, yet profoundly impactful, action. Many of you have, at various points, withheld the fullest, most radiant expression of your unique gifts and talents. Perhaps this stemmed from an intrinsic desire to achieve absolute perfection, or perhaps from a yearning to be universally understood and validated by everyone, or even from ingrained habit of perpetually waiting until you felt completely, unequivocally ready. And yet, the 0-degree spark chamber offers an entirely different kind of readiness, a profound readiness born not of superficial confidence, but of deep, unwavering devotion. It is a readiness that confidently declares, I will begin now, because my heart is true and pure, and my chosen path will diligently teach me all that I need to know as I courageously walk it. Leadership during this pivotal season becomes inherently quieter, yet paradoxically far more potent and impactful. This is because it is less about being outwardly seen or publicly recognized, and far more about being deeply anchored in unwavering integrity. Integrity, in this profound sense, means that your words and your actions begin to move in harmonious unison, flowing in precisely the same direction. Your core values become visibly manifest in the structure of your daily schedule. Your love becomes visibly expressed and protected in the clarity of your personal boundaries. Your truth, your profound inner veracity, becomes visibly apparent in the choices you consciously make. Some of you will be distinctly called to speak more directly and authentically, shedding pretense. Others will be guided to simplify your offerings, streamlining your contributions. Still others will feel an imperative to consciously step away from what profoundly drains your energy and instead move closer to what genuinely strengthens and revitalizes you. And each of these conscious choices, in its own right, constitutes a powerful form of leadership. This is because leadership, in its purest essence, is simply the unwavering willingness to live your truth authentically and publicly, to be an undeniable permission for authenticity by courageously embodying it in your everyday life. The Spark Chamber profoundly supports those who consciously choose consistency, for consistency diligently cultivates trust, and trust, in turn, becomes a vital bridge. This bridge allows others to relax into their own awakening process when they encounter the authentic and steady example you set. Identity itself begins to shed here in a remarkably graceful manner, as if old, outdated stories and narratives loosen their grip, much like clothing that has served its season and is no longer needed. And you may very well notice this as a significant shift in what you're willing to tolerate, a profound shift in what you genuinely desire, and a clear shift in what truly seems worth investing your precious energy into. Many of you have meticulously lived versions of yourselves that were intricately designed primarily to survive, to belong, to stay safe within societal systems that inherently rewarded smallness and conformity. And as the Spark Chamber progressively opens, the soul begins to breathe more fully, more expansively, and the old, constricting form of identity begins to feel increasingly tight and restrictive. And so, a natural, organic release commences. This profound release may manifest as a compelling urge to update your physical environment, to clear and purify your living spaces, to consciously bring beauty closer into your daily life, to simplify existing commitments, to fundamentally change how you relate to and utilize time, to consciously alter how you speak to yourself in your inner dialogue, or to transform the kinds of relationships you choose to prioritize. This is because identity always subtly expresses itself through these intricate, seemingly small details, long before it ever escalates into a dramatic, overt statement. In the context of families and communities, this release may present itself as two distinct rhythms existing within the same room, as if one life is beginning to move with a softer, more nuanced intelligence, while another still prefers and clings to familiar, ingrained rhythms. And the profound teaching here is one of deep compassion. This is because every rhythm represents a valid chapter, and every chapter, in its own unique unfolding, is to be honored and respected. A true light worker does not attempt to force awakening upon others. Such an act would be anathema to the path of light. Instead, a light worker gracefully models possibility, embodying it. And you, as a light worker, model this possibility through your own gentle yet unwavering consistency, through your own serene devotion to what is intrinsically true, and most importantly, through the steadfast way you refuse to abandon your own heart, even as the world around you undergoes profound reconfigurations and transformations. A beautiful and sustaining way to maintain this alignment is to always remember that love remains love in every rhythm of life, and kindness remains kindness in every chapter of experience. Your chosen path can be navigated and embraced with profound softness, even when it is chosen and pursued with unwavering conviction and resolute determination. The heart, dear ones, is the door that never, ever needs persuasion or external convincing. And within this sacred chamber, the heart becomes central and paramount in a very practical and tangible way. This is because the heart is precisely where the real self speaks its authentic truth. And the real self consistently moves you toward life itself, toward boundless creativity, toward genuine connection, and toward what is inherently honest and pure. When you learn to listen intently from the heart, you begin to deeply feel that your soul has been meticulously preparing for this specific gateway for far longer than you can possibly measure in linear time. And you will begin to experience the profound comfort of being guided intrinsically from within, rather than constantly being pushed and pulled by external circumstances or pressures. That is why so many of you are now feeling a quiet, serene return to yourselves during this season, a profound reintegration, as if something deep within you is finally remembering its true home. And home here is not an external place, but an intrinsic inner sanctuary of profound steadiness, a pervasive sweetness, a simple yet powerful recognition that you inherently belong to life, and that, in turn, life intrinsically belongs to you. Allow yourself the grace to linger, to deliberately immerse yourself in this chamber for as long as you possibly can, even if it's just for 1 minute at a time. This is vitally important because the spark, your inner flame, is significantly strengthened and amplified through repeated contact and sustained engagement with this energy. And repeated, conscious contact creates a new normal, a higher baseline of profound self-trust and self-assurance. A gentle yet powerfully effective practice for this gateway is to consciously place a small, achievable promise into your day. Choose something you can easily fulfill, something that is profoundly aligned with the life you are consciously choosing to create, and then diligently fulfill that promise. This is because every promise kept meticulously teaches your being the fundamental lesson: I can be trusted. And when the being truly trusts itself, the path ahead becomes remarkably smoother. Choices become exquisitely clearer, and the heart, your inner guide, becomes wonderfully louder in the most beautiful and resonant way. The second gateway now opens, as if the entire world has gently shifted its posture, subtly leaning in to listen more intently. And you may already feel this profound shift in the way your days now carry more signal than distracting noise, more intrinsic meaning than superficial distraction, more effortless invitation than strenuous effort. This is because the weeks of the magnetic keyhole are already dynamically moving through your celestial skies and deeply permeating your collective experience. And that is precisely why so many of you are now discerning that small choices feel profoundly bigger. Quiet moments feel significantly richer, and inner truth surfaces with remarkably less effort and struggle. A keyhole, by its very design, is narrow, precise, and reveals only what perfectly aligns with its corresponding lock. And, similarly, this seasonal turning creates a kind of exquisite precision within your world's atmosphere, a refined, energetic environment. Here, certain currents of light and information converge and meet Earth more purely, more unadulteratedly, and the planet itself responds, as if it is receiving a clearer, more coherent sentence from the sun, its luminous progenitor. You do not need to intellectually comprehend the intricate mechanics of this phenomenon with your logical mind to profoundly feel its reality and impact in your life. This is because you're already experiencing it as sharpened sensitivity, heightened intuition, an exquisitely sharpened clarity of preference, and a more immediate, direct awareness of what truly fits you and what no longer serves your highest good. This, dear ones, is a tender acceleration, not the kind that demands frantic running or ceaseless exertion, but rather the kind that compassionately helps you stop running in unproductive circles. This is because the inherent magnetism of this time naturally draws you with an irresistible pull toward what is undeniably true and authentic, and just as naturally moves you away from what is merely performative or superficial. It naturally reveals to you which specific directions inherently carry a profound and abiding peace within your chest. That is why the prevailing energies are now profoundly amplifying sincerity in a way that feels utterly unmistakable and undeniable. This is because sincerity is a living, breathing substance, an intrinsic vital essence, and it responds to light as readily and instinctively as a seed responds to the nurturing warmth and light of spring, embarking on its nascent botanical unfolding. And as these keyhole weeks progressively widen, sincerity begins to grow exponentially faster within the hearts of those who consciously choose to cultivate and embrace it. When you courageously speak a truth that you have been holding, perhaps silently, within yourself, your body often visibly relaxes, a profound somatic release occurs, and the very next step in your journey becomes immediately obvious and clear. And this, dear ones, is the distinctive energetic hallmark, the unmistakable signature of this transformative window, a kind of immediate and undeniable feedback from life itself. In this energetic climate, what is truly real and authentic gains powerful momentum, while what has been lived only partially or superficially rapidly loses its constraining hold. Many of you are experiencing this as a gentle, yet precise triage, where the heart, with its innate wisdom, begins to say, this is the conversation, this is the engagement, I am truly ready for now. And then, almost effortlessly, the opportune moment arrives, and the words flow with a surprising and profound kindness. Many of you are experiencing this as a powerful creative return, a profound artistic resurgence, where the impulse to build, to write, to speak, to teach, to create, to offer, or to serve becomes simple and unburdened once again. And you realize, with growing clarity, that you're less interested in impressing others and far more interested in simply being honest and authentic. Many of you are experiencing this as a new kind of inner authority, an emergent self-sovereignty, where you no longer feel the need for the agreement or external consensus of every voice around you to implicitly trust the profound voice within you. And this, too, is an invaluable gift of the magnetism of this time, because the inherent energetic gravitational pull of this period powerfully supports profound alignment. And alignment, in its essence, is always self-evident in the body, manifesting as a palpable ease, as a comforting warmth, as a quiet, serene trust, as a profound feeling of being carried effortlessly by life itself, rather than being dragged against your will. Intensity may very well be present within this profound window, and it may be present without being a definitive sign that something is inherently wrong or out of balance. This is because intensity in these coming weeks is often a natural byproduct of profound energetic shifts and the rapid integration of higher truths, signifying deep processing and transformation rather than resistance or discord. Chào mừng trở lại, các bạn của tôi. Tôi là tên Han của Maya. Đúng vậy, bạn đang tiến tới, bạn đang tăng tốc về phía điểm xuân phân tháng 3, cánh cổng mùa xuân trong thế giới của bạn. Chúng tôi có thể xem đây là một cuộc đếm ngược, và buổi truyền tải hôm nay sẽ nói về lý do tại sao cánh cổng đặc biệt này quan trọng đối với nhân loại và làm thế nào bạn có thể hấp thụ và sử dụng năng lượng một cách tốt nhất. Bạn đang học sâu sắc rằng các sự sắp xếp chiêm tinh và sự sắp xếp của các hành tinh có ảnh hưởng lớn đến năng lượng ở thế giới của bạn. Bạn có nghĩ rằng đấng tạo hóa nguyên thủy sẽ tạo ra một vũ trụ mà trong đó mọi thứ không có sự cộng sinh, ảnh hưởng hoàn hảo lẫn nhau để tạo nên vòng xoáy thăng hoa đi lên không? Một số bạn đang bắt đầu thức tỉnh với điều này, và chúng tôi nghĩ điều đó thật tuyệt vời. Chúng tôi đã quan sát bạn từ con tàu ánh sáng của mình, được định vị không quá xa hệ mặt trời của bạn. Chúng tôi đã ghé thăm trái đất nhiều lần và thậm chí đã tương tác trực tiếp với một số bạn. Chúng tôi thực sự rất quan tâm đến việc giúp trái đất thăng hoa, vì chúng tôi cũng có lịch sử ở đó. Một số chủng tộc của chúng tôi từ tập thể Maya từng là một phần của một nhóm bản địa nhất định hàng ngàn năm trước trên thế giới của bạn. Trong quá trình đi qua cổng của trái đất nội tâm, một số chúng tôi đã rời bỏ thế giới của bạn để tiếp tục sự thăng hoa của mình tại Pleiadian, điểm neo tự nhiên của chúng tôi. Chính thông qua các cổng mùa xuân cụ thể như thế này mà chúng tôi đã tụ họp trong nghi lễ và thực hiện một số kích hoạt giúp chúng tôi trong hành trình thăng hoa của riêng mình. Và vì vậy chúng tôi rất vui mừng được có thể giúp đỡ hết sức có thể cho hành trình của bạn trong buổi truyền tải hôm nay. Hãy đón nhận bất kỳ thông tin nào cộng hưởng với bạn, nhưng hãy nhớ rằng thông tin này không dành cho tất cả mọi người. Vì vậy, hãy giữ nó như một điều thiêng liêng, như bạn sẽ giữ một viên ngọc quý. Sự hỗn loạn và biến động lớn mà chúng tôi thấy trên thế giới vật lý của bạn hiện tại đơn giản là sự phản ánh của những điều đang được đưa lên bề mặt. Giống như một cơn bão khổng lồ kéo lên mọi thứ chưa được giải quyết hoặc năng lượng vẫn cần được di chuyển và đang mất cân bằng. Khi đó, có lẽ là thích hợp hoặc phù hợp khi chúng tôi đặt tên thông điệp này là sự tái cân bằng vĩ đại của nhân loại, vì bạn đang trở về với thiết kế ban đầu của mình, và chúng tôi rất vui mừng về điều này. Điều này chưa từng xảy ra trước đây trong bất kỳ phiên bản nào của chủng tộc bạn. Và vâng, đã có một số phiên bản, và vì vậy có rất nhiều quốc gia sao đã tập hợp lại để giúp đỡ bạn. Một số có liên kết nghiệp quả, những người khác đến đơn giản để giúp đỡ như một phần của các đội thăng thiên. Chúng tôi có thể nói chúng tôi là một chút của cả hai, nhưng dù sao đi nữa, chúng tôi rất vui mừng được ở đây với bạn hôm nay. Và chúng tôi thậm chí có thể nói rằng từ thông điệp này, một loài đếm ngược 15 ngày đã bắt đầu. Có một khoảnh khắc trong sự chuyển mình theo mùa của bạn mang cảm giác của một hơi thở đầu tiên, như thể cả thế giới cùng hít vào và một điều gì đó lặng lẽ rực rỡ bắt đầu chuyển động trở lại. Và đó là lý do tại sao chúng tôi gọi cánh cổng đầu tiên này là buồng tia lửa không đầu, bởi vì nó được trải nghiệm ít hơn như một ngày trên lịch và nhiều hơn như một ngưỡng bên trong con người. Một nơi mà cuộc sống nội tâm của bạn nhận ra rằng một sợi dây thực tại mới có sẵn để được sống. Và nơi nhiều bạn cảm thấy một sự khuấy động nhẹ nhàng trong lòng ngực nói rằng bây giờ dù thế giới bên ngoài vẫn có vẻ quen thuộc. Một buồng tia lửa được tạo ra khi hai lực gặp nhau theo một cách chính xác. Và ở đây các lực đó là sự đơn giản và sự sẵn sàng. Kiểu sẵn sàng đến sau những mùa học hỏi về những gì thực sự quan trọng. Kiểu đơn giản đến khi linh hồn mệt mỏi với việc thương lượng với những gì nó đã vượt qua. Và vì vậy bạn thấy mình đang đứng trên bờ vực của một điều gì đó cảm thấy trong sạch. Và bạn cảm thấy rằng cánh cổng này yêu cầu sự chân thành hơn là sự mãnh liệt, sự hiện diện hơn là sự thể hiện. Một sự sẵn lòng nhẹ nhàng và kiên định để bước vào cuộc sống mà bạn đã biết thuộc về mình. Nhiều bạn, đặc biệt là những người bạn gọi là tinh trùng và người làm việc ánh sáng, cảm thấy điều này như một sự kéo hút tinh tế và liên tục hướng tới những gì là thật. Bởi vì thời điểm sống những cuộc đời nửa vời và những sự thật nửa vời bắt đầu từ tan biến khi mùa khởi động đến. Và vẻ đẹp của sự khởi động này là nó mang theo sự ấm áp, nó mang theo sự khuyến khích, nó mang theo cảm giác được cuộc sống đón nhận thể trái đất đang nói tôi sẵn sàng đón nhận con người thật của bạn ngay bây giờ và tôi sẽ hỗ trợ phiên bản của bạn chọn những gì nó yêu thích. Đây là một cánh cổng của những khởi đầu, nhưng sự khởi đầu ở đây được tinh tế hóa vì nó được sinh ra từ tất cả những kết thúc bạn đã hoàn thành trong trái tim mình. Và theo nghĩa đó, không độ là một đường thiêng liêng nơi linh hồn chuyển từ chiêm nghiệm sang hiện thân, nơi lời thề nội tâm trở thành một chuyển động được sống, nơi ý định trở thành một lối mở mà qua đó bạn có thể thực sự bước đi. Bạn có thể hình dung vòng quay vĩ đại của các chu kỳ, cách mọi người lập bản đồ bầu trời thành các phân đoạn và mùa. Và ở phía trước của vòng quay đó luôn có một nơi mà câu chuyện bắt đầu lại, nơi lòng dũng cảm thấy mới mẻ, nơi phần ngây thơ trong bạn trở về. Và tôi nói về sự ngây thơ ở đây như khả năng đối mặt với cuộc sống của bạn mà không mang theo ngày hôm qua như một gánh nặng trong tay. Trong buồng tia lửa không độ, vũ trụ mời gọi bạn vào một loại tự tin mới, bởi vì nhiều bạn đã học cách chờ đợi một dấu hiệu, chờ đợi sự cho phép, chờ đợi sự chắc chắn. Và cánh cổng này dạy một sự thật nhẹ nhàng hơn. Dấu hiệu là sự ấm áp trong chính con người bạn khi bạn ở gần những gì phù hợp với bạn. Và sự cho phép đến ngay khoảnh khắc bạn ngừng coi trái tim mình như một giọng nói xa xôi. Bạn có thể cảm nhận sự lựa chọn trở nên rõ ràng nhanh chóng như thế nào bây giờ. Cách cái có bên trong bắt đầu sắp xếp lại cuộc sống bên ngoài nhanh chóng như thế nào. Bởi vì độ đầu tiên luôn nhanh chóng, luôn thuần khiết, luôn nhạy bén. Và thường cho những bước đi đơn giản bằng những sự mở ra nhanh chóng đáng ngạc nhiên. Một số bạn sẽ cảm thấy điều này như một sự thôi thúc để đơn giản hóa các cam kết của mình. Những người khác sẽ cảm thấy nó như một sự trở lại của năng lượng sáng tạo, đáng nghỉ ngơi. Những người khác sẽ cảm thấy nó như một khả năng mới được khám phá để nói đây là điều tôi muốn xây dựng. Và cảm thấy cơ thể mình thư giãn như thể nó đã chờ đợi để nghe bạn nói những lời đó. Trong buồng này, tầm nhìn và cấu trúc gặp nhau như những đối tác. Và đây là một bài học quan trọng cho mùa sắp tới. Bởi vì một giấc mơ muốn sống trong thế giới của bạn tìm kiếm một vật chứa. Và vật chứa được hình thành bởi những lựa chọn có vẻ bình thường đối với tâm trí và thiêng liêng đối với linh hồn. Nhiều bạn mang trong mình những tầm nhìn đẹp đẽ, những khả năng rực rỡ dự án nhằm phục vụ, những mối quan hệ nhằm sâu sắc hơn, những sắp xếp cuộc sống nhằm hỗ trợ sự mở rộng của bạn, những cách kiếm tiền và sáng tạo tôn vinh những món quà của bạn. Và buồng tia lửa không độ là nơi những tầm nhìn này bắt đầu yêu cầu bạn một cam kết chân thành duy nhất. Bởi vì vũ trụ yêu thích sự chuyển động và nói chuyện với bạn thông qua sự chuyển động và khuếch đại những gì bạn sẵn lòng thực hiện. Một tầm nhìn trở thành nhiều hơn một hình ảnh nội tâm đẹp để khi bạn cho nó nhịp điệu, khi bạn cho nó một vị trí trong ngày của mình, khi bạn cho nó một hành động nhỏ nói rằng tôi đã bắt đầu. Và theo cách này, cánh cổng dạy rằng cấu trúc là một dạng của tình yêu. Bởi vì cấu trúc duy trì những gì bạn trân trọng, cấu trúc bảo vệ những gì mềm yếu, cấu trúc tạo ra sự liên tục. Và sự liên tục là cách linh hồn tạo một ngôi nhà trong vật chất. Những người làm việc ánh sáng thường mang theo bản năng chỉ phục vụ thông qua năng lượng. Và một sự trưởng thành sâu sắc hơn đến khi bạn nhận ra rằng sự phục vụ của bạn cũng sống thông qua sự khéo léo, thông qua kỹ năng, thông qua sự quản lý, thông qua sự sẵn lòng xuất hiện lặp đi lặp lại. Để đôi tay của bạn nói lên cùng một sự thật mà trái tim bạn đã biết. Đó là lý do tại sao nhiều bạn sẽ cảm thấy một sự sắp xếp nội tâm, một sự ưu tiên dễ dàng cho những gì cảm thấy trong sạch và đúng đắn, một mong muốn chuyển thời gian và nguồn lực của mình đến những gì thực sự nuôi dưỡng con đường. Bởi vì buồng tia lửa không yêu cầu một cử chỉ vĩ đại, nó yêu cầu một cử chỉ thực sự. Và một cử chỉ thực sự luôn mang theo cảm giác bình yên bên trong nó. Sự rõ ràng trong buồng này được trải nghiệm như sự đồng thuận nội tâm, và đây là một trong những sự phân biệt quý giá nhất mà chúng tôi có thể cung cấp cho bạn, bởi vì sự rõ ràng như thế giới của bạn thường dạy nó có thể giống như một cấu trúc tinh thần, một danh sách các lý do, bằng chứng, một cuộc tranh luận mà bạn thắng trong chính mình. Tuy nhiên, sự rõ ràng như linh hồn bạn biết nó cảm thấy như một sự đồng ý sâu sắc, một sự lắng đọng thầm lặng, một cảm giác rằng toàn bộ con người bạn đã cùng nói có. Sự đồng thuận nội tâm mang theo sự mềm mại, mang theo sự kiên định, mang theo sự không thể tránh khỏi nhẹ nhàng. Và ngay cả khi tâm trí vẫn còn câu hỏi, trái tim đã lựa chọn, và cơ thể bắt đầu sắp xếp lại xung quanh lựa chọn đó. Nhiều bạn đã được huấn luyện để không tin tưởng loại tri thức này vì nó có vẻ quá đơn giản, quá tức thì. Tuy nhiên, sự thật chân thực nhất trong một con người thường đến như một sự nhận biết không phức tạp, như thể bạn đã trở về với điều gì đó bạn luôn biết và chỉ đơn giản là quên rằng mình biết. Một thực hành đẹp để cho mùa này là đặt tay lên dưới ngực, hít thở như thể hít thở trực tiếp vào nơi đó, và hỏi một câu hỏi đơn giản với dòng điệu tử tế: tôi đã sẵn sàng bắt đầu điều gì bây giờ? Hãy để câu trả lời nổi lên trong cảm giác trước khi nó trở thành ngôn ngữ, bởi vì trái tim nói trước tiên thông qua cảm giác, thông qua sự mở rộng, thông qua sự nhẹ nhõm, thông qua sự ấm áp, thông qua ánh sáng nội tâm tinh tế nói qua điều này. Sau đó cho phép tâm trí phục vụ, cho phép nó tạo ra bước tiếp theo, cho phép nó chọn một hành động nhỏ mà bạn có thể thực hiện trong vòng 24 giờ, bởi vì buồng tia lửa yêu thích sự tức thì, và sự tức thì là cách một khởi đầu trở thành hiện thực. Viết nhật ký cũng có thể hữu ích ở đây, bởi vì viết làm chậm tâm trí đến sự chân thành, và sự chân thành cho phép sự thật sâu sắc nhất nổi lên. Và khi bạn viết từ trái tim mình vài phút mỗi ngày, bạn bắt đầu nghe linh hồn mình nói chuyện với sự rõ ràng và tử tế ngày càng tăng. Lòng dũng cảm là đồng tiền sống của cánh cổng này. Và lòng dũng cảm ở đây là dịu dàng, nhân văn, khiêm tốn là lòng dũng cảm để thực hiện bước tiếp theo ngay cả khi tương lai vẫn rộng lớn và vô hình. Và đó là lý do tại sao chúng tôi nói về sự khai tâm cho những người phục vụ ánh sáng, bởi vì sự khai tâm luôn là về việc bước vào một bản sắc lớn hơn thông qua một hành động đơn giản. Nhiều bạn đã kìm nén sự thể hiện đầy đủ nhất các món quà của mình, có lẽ từ mong muốn trở nên hoàn hảo, có lẽ từ mong muốn được hiểu một cách phổ quát, có lẽ từ thói quen chờ đợi cho đến khi bạn cảm thấy hoàn toàn sẵn sàng. Và buồng tia lửa không đổ mang đến một loại sẵn sàng khác, một sự sẵn sàng sinh ra từ sự tận tâm hơn là sự tự tin, một sự sẵn sàng nói rằng tôi sẽ bắt đầu vì trái tim tôi chân thật và con đường của tôi sẽ dạy tôi khi tôi đi trên đó. Lãnh đạo trong mùa này trở nên lặng lẽ hơn và mạnh mẽ hơn vì nó ít liên quan đến việc được nhìn thấy và nhiều hơn đến việc được nao giữ trong sự chính trực. Sự chính trực ở đây có nghĩa là lời nói và hành động của bạn bắt đầu đi cùng một hướng. Các giá trị của bạn trở nên rõ ràng trong lịch trình của bạn. Tình yêu của bạn trở nên rõ ràng trong ranh giới của bạn. Sự thật của bạn trở nên rõ ràng trong các lựa chọn của bạn. Một số bạn sẽ được kêu gọi nói trực tiếp hơn, những người khác để đơn giản hóa các đề nghị của mình, những người khác để tránh xa những gì làm bạn kiệt sức và gần hơn với những gì củng cố bạn. Và mỗi điều này là một hình thức lãnh đạo, bởi vì lãnh đạo đơn giản là sự sẵn lòng sống thật trong công chúng, để là sự cho phép cho sự chân thực bằng cách hiện thân nó. Buồng tia lửa hỗ trợ những người chọn sự nhất quán, bởi vì sự nhất quán tạo ra lòng tin, và lòng tin trở thành một cây cầu cho phép những người khác thư giãn vào sự thức tỉnh của chính họ khi họ gặp nó. Bạn sắp bắt đầu trút bỏ ở đây một cách duyên dáng, như thể những câu chuyện cũ lỏng lẻo như quần áo đã phục vụ mùa của nó. Và bạn có thể nhận thấy điều này như một sự thay đổi trong những gì bạn chịu đựng, một sự thay đổi trong những gì bạn mong muốn, một sự thay đổi trong những gì dường như đáng giá năng lượng của bạn. Nhiều bạn đã sống những phiên bản của chính mình, được thiết kế để tồn tại, được thiết kế để thuộc về, được thiết kế để an toàn trong các hệ thống thường cho sự nhỏ bé. Và khi buồng tia lửa mở ra, linh hồn bắt đầu hít thở đầy đủ hơn, và hình thức cũ bắt đầu cảm thấy chật chội. Và như vậy một sự giải phóng tự nhiên bắt đầu. Sự giải phóng này có thể xuất hiện như một sự thôi thúc để cập nhật môi trường của bạn, để dọn dẹp không gian của bạn, để mang vẻ đẹp đến gần hơn, để đơn giản hóa các cam kết, để thay đổi cách bạn liên hệ với thời gian, để thay đổi cách bạn nói chuyện với chính mình, để thay đổi các loại mối quan hệ bạn ưu tiên, bởi vì bản sắc luôn thể hiện qua những chi tiết này rất lâu trước khi nó trở thành một tuyên bố kịch tính. Trong gia đình và cộng đồng, điều này có thể xuất hiện như hai nhịp điệu trong cùng một căn phòng, như thể một cuộc sống đang bắt đầu di chuyển với một trí thông minh nhẹ nhàng hơn trong khi một cuộc sống khác vẫn thích những nhịp điệu quen thuộc. Và bài học ở đây là lòng trắc ẩn, bởi vì mỗi nhịp điệu là một chương và mỗi chương đều được tôn vinh. Một người làm việc ánh sáng không ép buộc sự thức tỉnh. Một người làm việc ánh sáng làm mẫu cho khả năng, và bạn làm mẫu nó thông qua sự nhất quán nhẹ nhàng của chính mình, thông qua sự tận tâm bình tĩnh của chính mình đối với những gì là thật, thông qua cách bạn từ chối bỏ rơi trái tim mình ngay cả khi thế giới sắp xếp lại xung quanh bạn. Một cách đẹp đẽ để duy trì điều này là nhớ rằng tình yêu vẫn là tình yêu trong mọi nhịp điệu, và lòng tốt vẫn là lòng tốt trong mọi chương, và con đường của bạn có thể được lựa chọn một cách nhẹ nhàng ngay cả khi được lựa chọn bằng sự tin tưởng. Trái tim là cánh cửa không bao giờ cần sự thuyết phục, và trong buồng này, trái tim trở nên trung tâm theo một cách rất thực tế, bởi vì trái tim là nơi con người thật nói ra, và con người thật luôn đưa bạn đến cuộc sống, đến sự sáng tạo, đến sự kết nối, đến những gì là chân thật. Khi bạn lắng nghe từ trái tim, bạn bắt đầu cảm thấy rằng linh hồn bạn đã chuẩn bị cho cánh cổng này lâu hơn bạn có thể đo lường, và bạn bắt đầu cảm thấy sự thoải mái khi được dẫn dắt từ bên trong hơn là bị hoàn cảnh thúc đẩy. Đó là lý do tại sao rất nhiều bạn cảm thấy một sự trở lại yên tĩnh với chính mình trong mùa này, như thể điều gì đó trong bạn đang nhớ nhà. Và nhà ở đây là một nơi nội tâm, một sự ổn định, một sự ngọt ngào, một sự nhận biết đơn giản rằng bạn thuộc về cuộc sống và cuộc sống thuộc về bạn. Hãy cho phép mình nán lại trong buồng này càng lâu càng tốt, ngay cả chỉ 1 phút một lần, bởi vì tia lửa được củng cố thông qua sự tiếp xúc lặp đi lặp lại. Và sự tiếp xúc lặp đi lặp lại tạo ra một trạng thái bình thường mới, một nền tảng mới của sự tự tin. Một thực hành nhẹ nhàng cho cánh cổng này là đặt một lời hứa nhỏ vào ngày của bạn, điều gì đó bạn có thể dễ dàng hoàn thành, điều gì đó phù hợp với cuộc sống bạn đang chọn, sau đó hoàn thành nó, bởi vì mỗi lời hứa được giữ dạy cho con người tôi có thể được tin tưởng. Và khi con người tin tưởng chính mình, con đường trở nên suôn sẻ hơn, các lựa chọn trở nên rõ ràng hơn, và trái tim trở nên lớn tiếng hơn theo cách đẹp đẽ nhất. Cánh cổng thứ hai mở ra như thể thế giới đã nhẹ nhàng thay đổi tư thế để lắng nghe. Và bạn có thể cảm nhận điều này ngay bây giờ trong cách ngày của bạn mang nhiều tín hiệu hơn tiếng ồn, nhiều ý nghĩa hơn sự phân tâm, nhiều lời mời hơn sự cố gắng, bởi vì những tuần của lỗ khóa từ tính đã di chuyển qua bầu trời của bạn và kinh nghiệm tập thể của bạn. Và đó là lý do tại sao rất nhiều bạn đang nhận thấy rằng những lựa chọn nhỏ bé cảm thấy lớn hơn, những khoảnh khắc yên tĩnh cảm thấy phong phú hơn, sự thật bên trong nổi lên với ít nỗ lực hơn. Một lỗ khóa thì hẹp, chính xác, và chỉ tiết lộ những gì phù hợp với ổ khóa. Và tương tự, sự chuyển mình theo mùa này tạo ra một loại chính xác trong bầu khí quyển của thế giới bạn, nơi các dòng ánh sáng và thông tin nhất định gặp trái đất một cách thuần khiết hơn, và hành tinh phản ứng như thể đang nhận được một câu rõ ràng hơn từ mặt trời. Bạn không cần phải hiểu cơ chế của điều này bằng tâm trí để cảm nhận thực tại của nó trong cuộc sống của mình, bởi vì bạn đã cảm nhận nó như sự nhạy cảm sắc bén hơn, trực giác sắc bén hơn, sự rõ ràng sắc bén hơn về sở thích, và một nhận thức tức thì hơn về những gì phù hợp với bạn và những gì không còn phù hợp nữa. Đây là một sự tăng tốc nhẹ nhàng, không phải loại yêu cầu bạn phải chạy, mà là loại giúp bạn ngừng chạy vòng quanh, vì tự tính của thời gian này tự nhiên kéo bạn về phía những gì là thật và tự nhiên đẩy bạn ra xa những gì là giả tạo, tự nhiên tiết lộ những hướng nào mang lại sự bình yên trong lồng ngực bạn. Đó là lý do tại sao năng lượng bây giờ đang khuếch đại sự chân thành theo một cách không thể nhầm lẫn, bởi vì sự chân thành là một chất sống động và phản ứng với ánh sáng như hạt giống phản ứng với mùa xuân. Và khi những tuần lỗ khóa mở rộng, sự chân thành bắt đầu phát triển nhanh hơn trong những người chọn nó. Khi bạn nói ra một sự thật mà bạn đang giữ, cơ thể thường thư giãn và bước tiếp theo trở nên rõ ràng. Và đây là dấu hiệu của cửa sổ này, một loại phản hồi tức thì từ chính cuộc sống, nơi những gì là thật giành được đà và những gì sống nửa vời mất đi sự kiểm soát. Nhiều bạn đang trải nghiệm điều này như một sự phân loại nhẹ nhàng, nơi trái tim bắt đầu nói đây là cuộc trò chuyện, tôi đã sẵn sàng. Và sau đó khoảnh khắc đến một cách dễ dàng và những lời nói xuất hiện với sự tử tế đáng ngạc nhiên. Nhiều bạn đang trải nghiệm điều này như một sự trở lại sáng tạo, nơi sự thôi thúc xây dựng, viết, nói, dạy, tạo ra, cống hiến hoặc phục vụ trở nên đơn giản trở lại. Và bạn nhận ra bạn ít quan tâm đến việc gây ấn tượng và quan tâm nhiều hơn đến việc trung thực. Nhiều bạn đang trải nghiệm điều này như một loại quyền lực nội tâm mới, nơi bạn không còn cần sự đồng ý của mọi giọng nói xung quanh để tin tưởng giọng nói bên trong bạn. Và đây cũng là một món quà của tự tính, bởi vì tự tính của thời gian này hỗ trợ sự hài hòa. Và sự hài hòa luôn hiển nhiên trong cơ thể dưới dạng sự dễ chịu, sự ấm áp, sự tin tưởng thầm lặng, một cảm giác được nâng đỡ hơn là bị kéo lê. Sự mãnh liệt có thể hiện diện trong cửa sổ này và có thể hiện diện mà không phải là dấu hiệu cho thấy có điều gì đó sai, bởi vì sự mãnh liệt trong những tuần này thường là. It is quite simply the expansive volume of life itself that is steadily increasing concurrently. The brilliant torrent of light is intensifying, and the profound depth of truth is continually amplifying within you. As this magnificent inner volume expands and fills your being, the intricate parts of you poised and prepared to fully unfurl will indeed gently blossom open, and those areas accustomed to rigidity, now ready to yield, will gracefully begin to soften and release their long-held tension. A gentle, polishing light does not descend upon a raw stone with the intention to punish or diminish it rather. Its purpose is purely to unveil and reveal the inherent, brilliant shine hidden deep within. In much the same way, these powerful, yet subtle, currents of energy are now gracefully moving through your very being, working to lovingly soften whatever has become rough or rigid from years of diligent effort and persistent striving, and simultaneously to brilliantly illuminate that which has been long obscured and kept from view by years of habitual postponement. So many of you, having navigated a world that often conditioned you to perceive internal shifts as inherently threatening, have instinctively learned to brace yourselves, to tighten and resist whenever an inner wave of energy makes its presence felt. Yet, this remarkable window of time is here to offer and teach a far more compassionate and enlightened interpretation of these internal movements. A wave, in truth, could be a profound wave of unconditional support. And such benevolent support manifests in myriad forms. It can arrive as a subtle yet significant physical sensation, as a complex and vivid emotion, as an undeniable, sudden need to deeply rest and replenish, as a powerful, unexpected desire to simplify your surroundings and commitments, or even as a spontaneous and liberating willingness to finally release a long-held, outdated narrative or personal story. Therefore, embracing softness emerges as the truly wise and intelligent response in this powerful moment, precisely because softness facilitates the gentle, unobstructed movement of vital energy through your system, preventing its stagnant accumulation within you. Let it be unequivocally clear: softness is never, under any circumstance, a sign of weakness. On the contrary, softness is an extraordinary skill, a highly refined art form. Softness represents a profound form of mastery, a quiet declaration that eloquently states, "I possess the capacity to fully feel this experience, whatever its intensity, and simultaneously remain deeply kind and compassionate toward myself." The soothing flow of gentle water, the rhythmic grace of gentle breath, the fluid ease of gentle movement, the necessary nourishment of gentle pauses, and the liberating practice of gentle honesty when reviewing your schedule, these seemingly simple acts are now transforming into your most potent and invaluable allies. For these particular keyhole weeks are designed to abundantly reward those who choose to harmoniously move with the natural currents of life, rather than fruitlessly expending energy struggling against them. You may begin to distinctly notice the profound principle of the aurora manifesting within your personal experience, even if you never physically witness a single luminous light dancing across the night sky. This is because the aurora serves as the absolutely perfect, vibrant, living metaphor for the unique qualities of this transformative season. It is where invisible energetic currents gracefully meet the Earth's atmosphere, and in that sacred convergence, what was previously imperceptible becomes a magnificent burst of color. What was once silent and unheard erupts into a dazzling display. What felt distant and remote suddenly transforms into immediate, breathtaking beauty that is palpable and close. Truly, the unseen dimensions are exquisitely meeting the visible realities during these pivotal weeks. This profound convergence is precisely why many of you are now perceiving your own ingrained patterns with astonishing clarity, recognizing your inherent, unique gifts with newfound precision, and discerning your deepest, most authentic desires more distinctly than ever before. This is because light, by its very nature, reveals all, and genuine revelation, when approached and met with profound self-compassion, unfolds with a gentle and supportive grace. A number of you are undoubtedly noticing old, lingering emotional threads and unresolved feelings beginning to gently rise to the surface. These threads are surfacing now, not to overwhelm, but precisely because the luminous atmosphere of your life has become sufficiently bright and expansive enough to tenderly hold them, radiant enough to gently dissolve them, and unconditionally loving enough to embrace them completely, guiding them back into a state of profound wholeness and integration. Furthermore, some of you are becoming acutely aware of a powerful, internal impulse to reach out to another individual to lovingly repair a fractured connection, to deeply reconnect on a more authentic level, to speak your truth with greater clarity and transparency, to extend heartfelt forgiveness, or simply to courageously begin anew. These potent impulses are arising precisely because the ambient energetic magnetism of this period powerfully favors restored relationships, not merely with others, but perhaps even more crucially, with your own sacred self. Grant yourself the profound permission to truly perceive the inherent beauty in all that is now becoming distinctly visible. For this newfound visibility is, in essence, a profound blessing when it is treated and interpreted as sacred guidance, rather than being subjected to harsh judgment. And when you consciously choose to treat your own ongoing, exquisite unfolding as a truly sacred process, rather than merely something to be meticulously managed or controlled, then simple, authentic embodiment effortlessly transforms into an unwavering anchor, stabilizing you in the most natural and profound way imaginable. Within this particular energetic window, the practice of authentic embodiment does not necessitate any specialized language or complex rituals to be profoundly effective, precisely because your body, with its innate wisdom, already instinctively knows precisely what to do and how to respond when it is genuinely respected and listened to. Allowing yourself quiet for just a few precious minutes each day effortlessly transforms into an open, welcoming door, enabling your heart to speak its deepest truths without any external interruption or internal censorship. Your breath, in its simple rhythm, becomes an immediate and seamless bridge, effortlessly guiding you back to the sanctuary of the present moment. Pure water transforms into a gentle yet potent cleanser, softly washing away the residue of emotions and thoughts, as if tenderly carrying away what you no longer need to consciously hold on to. And restorative sleep becomes a sacred sanctuary, a profound space where your intricate inner world can quietly integrate and assimilate that which the bustling outer world cannot yet fully explain or comprehend. Cultivating an honest, authentic rhythm in your daily life becomes a powerful form of healing medicine, precisely because your personal rhythm profoundly shapes and defines your unique life path. And when your deepest rhythm is perfectly aligned with your authentic truth, then the entirety of your life begins to feel as if it is gracefully moving with you, in harmonious concert, rather than relentlessly pulling or dragging you in discordant directions. Engaging in gentle, flowing movement, whether it's the contemplative pace of a slow, unhurried walk, the expansive release of gentle stretching, or the serene act of swaying rhythmically to music, each becomes a beautiful and accessible pathway to allow vital energy to effortlessly pass through you in a gentle, profoundly pleasant, and ultimately deeply nourishing manner. It is imperative to understand that these are not, by any means, trivial or insignificant practices. So, why do seemingly small, gentle actions within such a potent magnetic energetic window tend to exert such a disproportionately powerful effect? It is because when you consciously choose to approach and treat your daily life with genuine tenderness, profound care, and loving intention, you are, in essence, sending a clear, resonant message to the universe, signaling that you are truly ready, open, and deserving of receiving even greater levels of benevolent support. And indeed, this much-needed support tends to manifest and arrive with remarkable swiftness when a being is genuinely receptive and open to its embrace. For those among you who possess a highly sensitive nature, you are undoubtedly feeling the potent energies of this particular window with exceptional clarity and profound depth. We address you now with a distinctive warmth and heartfelt appreciation, because sensitivity, in its truest form, is not a burden, but an advanced and exquisitely refined instrument, an intricate tool that inherently picks up and registers far more nuanced detail and subtle information when the ambient energetic volume of the cosmos itself significantly increases. Crucially, your heightened sensitivity is not, in any way, imploring you to harden your heart, to build protective walls, or to become less receptive. On the contrary, it is gently yet firmly asking you to cultivate profound skill and mastery in two essential areas. First, in how you interpret and understand the vast spectrum of what you feel, and second, in how you consistently offer diligent, loving care and profound self-compassion to yourself while experiencing these deep sensations and emotions. A truly sensitive being often perceives and feels significant collective currents and energetic shifts long before they manifest as tangible headlines in the news, before they emerge as overt themes in everyday conversation, or before they become undeniable, visible events in the external world. This unique capacity can, at times, feel akin to carrying the weighty essence of tomorrow's unfolding realities within your own chest, right here, today. For this profound reason, unwavering self-compassion becomes not merely desirable, but absolutely essential. Allow yourself the profound grace of simply naming what you feel, giving voice to your internal landscape, without the added burden of making it heavier or more significant than it needs to be. This is because the very act of naming in itself is already a beautiful and potent form of love, and love, by its intrinsic nature, is already a profound process of integration and healing. Furthermore, allow it to be truly enough to consciously choose to take more frequent, restorative pauses throughout your day, to simplify your life and commitments more often, to intentionally select gentler, more harmonious environments, to engage in kinder, more understanding conversations, and to surround yourself with gentler, less overwhelming stimuli. This practice is vital because your exquisitely sensitive instrument remains finely tuned, clear, and unburdened when it is consistently treated with the utmost respect and tender care it inherently deserves. It is often the sensitive souls who are among the very first to intuitively perceive and feel the subtle, yet significant opening of the next grand chapter in collective consciousness and personal evolution. And indeed, you are sensing and feeling this profound shift right now. As you consciously experience it, you are simultaneously mastering the delicate and powerful art of remaining centered and steady within the sanctuary of your own heart, even as the external world around you rapidly reorganizes and transforms. This profound inner steadiness, in turn, radiates outward, becoming an unspoken, invaluable blessing and a source of gentle stability for everyone whose life you gracefully touch. During these transformative weeks, the faculty of discernment itself becomes exquisitely, beautifully direct, and remarkably accessible. We wish to offer you a wonderfully simple and practical method to recognize this intuitive discernment within your own physical body, precisely because the body possesses an inherent, unwavering honesty and clarity, a quality that the analytical mind sometimes unnecessarily complicates and obscures with its intricate reasoning. A truly authentic yes to a choice or path often manifests as a distinct feeling of expansive opening in your chest, like a gentle, subtle glow radiating from your core, like a profound sense of inner relief, or a liberating awareness that your breath can now move with greater freedom and ease throughout your being. Conversely, a true and genuine no frequently presents as a noticeable contraction or tightening, a feeling of dulling or dimming within, a palpable sense of internal weight or heaviness, or an intuitive understanding that your vital energy would be noticeably drained if you were to imagine consciously walking down that particular path or making that specific choice. This practice is not, by any means, about striving for an impossible perfection, for every human being can, at times, perceive and experience mixed signals or conflicting impulses. Instead, it is profoundly about cultivating the art of listening with immense patience, with deep curiosity, and with unwavering trust, allowing your Bodhi's inherent wisdom to speak its truth fully and clearly before your analytical mind has the opportunity to engage in endless debate, overthinking, or rationalization. When you find yourself standing at a crossroads, facing a significant choice or decision right now, we invite you to try a gentle, yet remarkably revealing experiment first. Vividly imagine yourself saying a clear, resounding yes to that option. And then with quiet observation, notice what happens within your chest, how your breath responds, the sensations in your belly, and the posture of your shoulders. Subsequently, imagine yourself saying an equally clear no to the very same choice, and again, observe these identical bodily responses. Your physical body, in its profound wisdom, offers an unmistakable, silent language of truth, and the unique, energetic magnetism of this current time serves to powerfully amplify that subtle language, making it significantly easier for you to hear, understand, and trust. Many of you are deeply internalizing the profound understanding that genuine discernment does not, in fact, need to manifest as a dramatic, tumultuous event or a sudden, jarring epiphany. On the contrary, the clearest and most authentic choices often arrive as deceptively simple preferences, as a quiet, gentle knowing, an unmistakable inner whisper pointing softly to this way. And when you consciously choose to honor and follow that subtle guidance, the path ahead tends to unfold with a surprising abundance of grace, ease, and effortless flow, often far exceeding your initial expectations. At this crucial juncture, presentia profound, embodied awareness is precisely what the living planet itself is lovingly inviting and calling forth from you. And it is vital to understand that genuine presence does not, in fact, require strenuous effort, for effort, by its very nature, embodies the sensation of pushing or striving against the natural currents of life, whereas authentic presence is characterized by the exquisite feeling of simply meeting life exactly as it is, fully and openly, in this very moment. This particular energetic window significantly favors and empowers those beings who courageously allow themselves the full spectrum of their humanity, who grant themselves permission to deeply rest and replenish, who are willing to humbly ask for the support and help they need, who feel empowered to change their mind without shame or guilt, and who wholeheartedly allow themselves to choose and embrace what they genuinely love and desire, without any reservation or apology. So many of you have, for a long time, carried the ingrained habit of perpetual effort, striving tirelessly as if relentless exertion somehow inherently proved your worthiness or validated your existence. Yet, this remarkable season is now gently offering a profoundly new form of proof. A different paradigm. True ease, unforced and flowing, can indeed be a clear and beautiful sign of profound alignment with your authentic self and the universe. Softness, far from being a weakness, can also be an undeniable hallmark of deep inner strength and resilience. And genuine simplicity, uncluttered and clear, can likewise be a potent indicator of profound maturity and wisdom. You're not, by any means, being asked to shoulder the immense weight of the entire world upon your individual shoulders. Instead, your sacred invitation is to tenderly hold and nurture your own precious heart with the utmost care and profound reverence. Precisely because a heart that is consistently held and tended to with such loving attention naturally becomes exquisitely generous, inherently stable and resilient, and effortlessly capable of giving and extending itself to others without ever experiencing depletion or exhaustion. When you consciously choose to return to a state of deep, embodied presence, you simultaneously return to the wellspring of your real, authentic power. This is because your true power resides not in forceful exertion or outward display, but rather in the quiet, unwavering resonance of truth itself. And truth, in its pure essence, possesses an inherent, subtle, yet undeniable authority that all of life intuitively recognizes and responds to. This profound third gateway is now moving through your being in an incredibly intimate and deeply personal way, primarily because you have recently navigated and passed through a pair of powerful celestial events that acted much like a focused, loving spotlight, illuminating your inner landscape. And the subtle yet significant feeling that so many of you are now carrying within your chest is a profound sense that something essential has been revealed, something complex has been wonderfully simplified, and something long held has been quietly, yet completely, brought to its natural conclusion. And even if you cannot yet articulate or perfectly name what this something is with absolute precision, you could distinctly feel an undeniable lightness and freedom within your being, a marked difference from how you felt just a few weeks ago. The elegant shadow one-shine sequence, a natural process of growth and integration, operates in this exquisitely insightful way life, in its wisdom, allows a soft, gentle shadow to fall for a brief moment, solely so that you might lovingly notice and acknowledge what has been quietly residing, perhaps unnoticed, in the hidden corners and less explored dimensions of your own unique experience. And then, with remarkable synchronicity, as soon as you bravely allow yourself to truly notice these aspects with genuine compassion and gentle curiosity, rather than succumbing to the harshness of self-judgment, that soft shadow gracefully lifts, dissipating entirely. In its place, you feel your own inherent, radiant shine powerfully return, emanating a warmth that is often almost surprising in its sudden, comforting presence. This profound interplay is precisely why so many of you are awakening these days with an unusual and striking clarity regarding your vital relationships, your meaningful work, your authentic creative direction, the sanctuary of your home environment, the integrity of your personal boundaries, and the harmonious flow of your daily rhythms. This heightened awareness arises because the energetic field enveloping your world is now gently, yet firmly, inviting and asking you to live with even greater honesty and profound authenticity. And it is accomplishing this in the very way that genuine love most often manifests, by making the next, most authentic and essential step undeniably clear and remarkably obvious. For some among you, this experience manifests as a silent, inner decision arriving fully formed and complete within your consciousness. For others, it presents as a distinct emotional wave, rising with intensity and then gracefully passing, leaving in its wake a profound sense of calm and clarity. Still others are experiencing it as a sudden, undeniable desire to articulate a deeply held truth, one that has patiently been awaiting the perfect moment to be expressed. And indeed, that propitious moment is undeniably now, because the very atmosphere of life itself is powerfully supporting processes of release, facilitating meaningful completion, and actively fostering pure, clean beginnings. When you encounter the word shadow within the context of its powerful gateway, we encourage you to allow it to evoke something remarkably simple and inherently gentle in your understanding. Consider it, for instance, as that particular part of your life that has been patiently yet persistently asking for your loving attention, that aspect of your being that is now truly ready to receive profound love and integration. Or that segment of yourself that has been unconsciously carrying an outdated agreement or restrictive belief system, one that you once genuinely needed for protection or survival. And as you consciously arrive at a greater state of readiness now, that old, limiting agreement naturally begins to loosen its grip, gently dissolving, and your soul, in response, exhales a deep, liberating sigh of relief. The profound process of completion during this particular passage often feels remarkably quiet and understated on the external level. And it is truly important to deeply understand this nuanced aspect, because so many human beings have been conditioned to recognize and validate change only when it manifests as a dramatic, loud, or outwardly tumultuous event. Yet the most profound and deeply transformative shifts within a being can, in fact, occur precisely while everything on the surface appears entirely ordinary, mundane, and unchanged. Inner vows, made long ago, quietly dissolve within the sacred privacy of your own heart. Long-held loyalties to outdated ways of being begin to gently loosen their grip and release, precisely because your spirit has profoundly matured and evolved beyond them. Old, restrictive roles gracefully fall away, no longer serving you, because you have simply outgrown the confining shape they once asked you to hold. And the exquisite beauty inherent in this process is that you are not required to wage a war against your own growth or engage in a battle with yourself. A being can simply, and with great dignity, graduate from an old phase, and this graduation feels distinctly like a deep, liberating relief. It manifests as a gentle, yet firm, inner declaration of "I am truly finished with this chapter." It feels like a newfound softness and ease flowing through your body where there was previously ingrained tension or rigidity. It feels like the unexpected gift of a beautiful new amount of open space and expansive possibility within the fabric of your daily life. Consequently, you may distinctly notice that some long-standing conversations simply cease to endlessly repeat themselves. You may observe a natural tendency to stop over-explaining your choices or your truth so exhaustively. You might even perceive that certain established social patterns or dynamics lose their accustomed, compelling pull over you. And instead of feeling an urge to pursue or chase after the old, familiar rhythms, you will find yourself increasingly drawn, almost magnetically, toward that which is genuinely nourishing, profoundly meaningful, and undeniably real for your authentic self. Let it be clear, beloved ones, this unfolding is not a sign of you becoming colder, more detached, or less empathetic. On the contrary, it is you becoming more profoundly true to your essential self. And genuine truth, in its purest form, inherently carries a natural, uncluttered simplicity, a quiet clarity that often manifests as a deep, abiding sense of inner peace. Furthermore, many of you are simultaneously feeling the profound completion and release of inner identities that were meticulously constructed for earlier eras and phases of your life, identities that were carefully designed to cope with challenges, to ensure survival, to render you acceptable to others, or to maintain a sense of safety and protection. What is beautifully unfolding now is that your soul, in its inherent wisdom, is gently and lovingly gathering its own scattered power back to itself, tenderly collecting its fragmented pieces, and with a voice full of deep, unconditional love, it is softly calling out, "Come home, beloved one." Home, within the profound context of this gateway, is not a geographical destination you physically travel to, rather, is the deeply resonant feeling of being perfectly aligned, utterly integrated, and completely at peace with your authentic self. And when you consciously choose to return to and consistently embody that sacred feeling of internal alignment, a remarkable amount of previously expended effort, striving, and struggle will simply fall away from your life, effortlessly on its own accord. The profound practice of forgiveness becomes strikingly practical and immediately applicable during this significant passage. And I emphasize practical because your heart, with its innate wisdom, intuitively comprehends forgiveness not as condoning, but as the liberating release of an energetic tether, the joyful return of your vital life force to its rightful, natural flow, and a gentle, compassionate disengagement from an old, past moment or experience that no longer needs to actively define or live within your vibrant present. While your analytical mind may still, quite naturally and humanly, carry lingering stories, narratives, and interpretations of past events, your heart, in its boundless capacity, is now capable of performing something truly beautiful and transformative. For the heart possesses the profound ability to bless and acknowledge what has transpired, without judgment, and yet still consciously choose to step into a freer, more expansive future. The heart can honor the valuable lessons learned from past experiences and simultaneously, with grace, lay down the accompanying emotional weight and burden. The heart can deeply recognize that individuals, including yourself, invariably did the very best they could with the level of awareness and understanding they possessed at the time, and then, from that place of compassionate recognition, consciously decide to live forward from a cleaner, more liberated, and energetically unencumbered space. This liberating act of forgiveness also, and perhaps most crucially, profoundly applies to your own self. Many of you are now undergoing a deep, transformative learning curve in this regard, as you begin to consciously notice those inner places where you have rigidly held yourself to an outdated pattern, or where you have harshly judged and criticized yourself for choices made during previous seasons and chapters of your life. And this potent gateway lovingly invites you to cultivate a new way of relating to your own past way, infused with profound kindness, gentle understanding, and unwavering compassion. It asks you to approach your past as if tenderly holding the hand of your younger self, gazing into their eyes with warmth and softly, yet firmly, articulating you truly did the very best you could with what you knew and had at the time. And I'm immensely proud of the journey you undertook, and know that I'm fully here for you, now, in this present moment. When you wholeheartedly offer yourself forgiveness in this deeply compassionate manner, you effectively cease the unconscious leaking of your precious life energy into the draining eddies of regret, self-blame, or past grievances. And that vital, recovered energy instantly transforms into powerful, abundant fuel, invigorating and propelling you forward into your exciting new chapter of life. You may distinctly notice that the experience of forgiveness during these weeks feels far less like a dramatic emotional performance or an arduous task, and significantly more like a quiet, profound, and undeniable inner decision. And sometimes this liberation occurs in the most unassuming, smallest moments of your daily existence, perhaps while mindfully washing a dish, while peacefully driving along a familiar route, while luxuriating in a warm shower, or simply while gazing up at the expansive sky. And then, quite suddenly and unexpectedly, you feel your chest gently soften and expand, and you realize with a sense of wonder that you have been profoundly freed from something, a hidden burden that you did not even consciously know you were still carrying. The celestial canvas of the sky has, with its infinite wisdom, offered you two profoundly powerful and resonant symbols that seamlessly combine and perfectly align with this ongoing sequence of transformation. And as you are now consciously living through and experiencing these energetic shifts, you can thoughtfully utilize these symbols as gentle, yet potent reference points, guiding and illuminating your own intricate inner process. The celestial ring, that luminous aureole, the brilliant, shimmering edge encircling a darker center, speaks eloquently of profound remembrance. It serves as a beautiful visual testament, demonstrating unequivocally that light always remains inherently present, even when a portion of the complete view appears temporarily obscured or veiled. And in the context of your personal life and journey, this profound imagery translates into a wonderfully simple, yet powerful truth. Your eternal soul remains utterly whole, completely intact, and perfectly luminous, even when you are diligently and tenderly working through a sensitive, vulnerable, or challenging aspect of your experience. The rich, resonant tone of a red ember, that deep, incandescent, luminous glow that can occasionally appear subtly around a lunar passage, speaks volumes of profound truth, powerfully rising and manifesting through the physical body itself. This is because the color red is so often recognized as the vibrant language of raw life force, of deep, stable grounding, and of the unwavering, primal courage that fundamentally resides within the core of your belly and the very essence of your bones. And when that potent, fiery ember makes its undeniable presence felt, it is as if the entire universe, in its infinite wisdom, is speaking directly to your soul, softly yet firmly articulating here, in this moment, is what truly matters most. Here is what is undeniably real and authentic. Here is precisely what you are now fully ready to courageously stand for and embody. A number of you have undoubtedly experienced a powerful, invigorating wave of courage washing over you since the recent eclipse window, and you may have found yourselves pleasantly surprised or even astonished by your own newfound clarity, your inherent willingness to courageously change something significant in your life, or your profound readiness to simply begin anew. And this remarkable surge is, in fact, an integral part of the overarching design of this specific passage, precisely because it serves to brilliantly illuminate the innate inner compass of your heart, thereby making your authentic direction in life unmistakably clearer and wonderfully simpler to perceive and follow. It is important to emphasize that you do not, by any means, need to treat or interpret these beautiful symbols as mere superstition or folklore. Instead, you are invited to embrace them as profound, living poetry, lovingly offered by the boundless cosmos itself. This is because poetry, in its purest, most resonant form, is one of the exquisite ways the soul inherently recognizes and reclaims its own truth. And when the soul truly recognizes itself, it naturally relaxes into its next authentic step, moving forward with an inherent, unwavering confidence and profound grace. Should you feel a genuine inner calling to consciously engage with and actively work alongside the energies of this powerful gateway, we encourage you to keep your approach remarkably simple, profoundly human, and inherently gentle, for this transformative passage responds most beautifully and deeply to the purity of genuine sincerity and authentic presence. As a practical exercise, take a fresh piece of paper and begin to write a few lines, each starting with the powerful declaration, "I am complete with." Allow your hand to move freely and intuitively across the page, giving it more agency than your analytical mind, because your hand possesses an ancient, direct way of speaking profound truth, especially when your mind might be inclined to be overly polite, cautious, or self-censoring. You might find yourself writing, "I am complete," with constantly feeling the need to prove my worth to others. Or perhaps, "I am complete with carrying the heavy burden of this old, outdated role." Or even, "I am complete with endlessly waiting to be seen, acknowledged, or chosen by external forces, or I am complete with that version of love that fundamentally requires me to diminish myself or to utterly disappear. As you engage in this liberating act of writing, it is entirely possible, even probable, that you may feel a surge of emotion rising within you. And here, emotion is understood simply as energy in motiona, dynamic, vital force. So, allow it to move freely and gracefully through you, meeting it with profound compassion and gentle understanding rather than resistance. Following this, consciously speak a resonant phrase aloud that powerfully seals this sense of completion into your current reality, something akin to "I lovingly bless all that I have learned and gained from this experience, and I consciously choose to release what I no longer genuinely need to carry forward." And as you utter these words, take a moment to truly feel your body hearing you. For your physical form possesses an incredible capacity to hear and absorb the resonant truth of your own voice at a profound cellular level. You may then choose to follow this powerful declaration with a small, yet meaningful, symbolic act that deeply resonates with your sense of completion. This could involve gently placing a stone into a bowl, allowing it to visually symbolize the act of release, or perhaps lighting a single candle to beautifully represent a radiant new beginning, or simply embarking on a slow, contemplative walk to allow the liberated energy to gently settle and integrate gracefully within your entire system. Indeed, sometimes the most profoundly potent and transformative ritual is nothing more complex than simply speaking your deepest truth to your authentic self with unwavering tenderness and profound self-compassion, and then bravely allowing that resonant truth to reorganize and beautifully reshape your entire life from the inside out in the gentle, unfolding days that lie ahead. A specific question carries a particularly special and amplified power within this illuminating shadow on shine sequence. And it is a question that can be held with the utmost gentleness, much as you would cradle a delicate small bird in your hands, for it requires absolutely no force or strenuous effort to effectively do its profound work. Ask yourself, with deep sincerity, what aspects of my life have I been consciously or unconsciously living that are, in truth, no longer genuinely real or authentic for me? And then, having posed this powerful inquiry, grant your life the generous space and time to lovingly answer you over the course of a few days, allowing the insights to arrive through subtle feelings, through meaningful synchronicities, through what you unexpectedly lose interest in, or through what you suddenly and powerfully feel drawn toward with genuine enthusiasm. Many of you will likely discover that what is revealed as no longer real is not always a dramatic, earth-shattering realization. It can manifest as a subtle, unspoken agreement you unknowingly made, an outdated self-definition that no longer serves your evolving spirit, a deeply ingrained habit of consistently overgiving your energy to others, or a persistent pattern of remaining silent and withholding your truth when your authentic voice is genuinely ready and eager to speak. And as you courageously recognize and acknowledge these revelations, you will distinctly feel a beautiful, liberating new kind of honesty and authenticity spontaneously arriving within your most important relationships and gracefully integrating into your future plans and aspirations. This profound question also brings with it an immense amount of tenderness and self-compassion, precisely because it gently helps you to realize and fully embody the understanding that you have inherent, unconditional permission to change, absolute permission to gracefully evolve, full permission to lovingly release what once served a purpose but no longer aligns, and perhaps most importantly, the sacred permission to consciously choose and create a future that perfectly fits and honors the magnificent being you are now. When you pose this deeply insightful question to yourself, always remember to maintain a gentle, nurturing tone, because the tender human heart opens most easily and authentically when it feels profoundly safe and cherished. And true safety is cultivated and created through the consistent practice of unwavering compassion, not through the application of external pressure or internal demands. A truly beautiful and unmistakable sign that the answer you receive is undeniably authentic and true is the immediate, liberating feeling of profound relief, that subtle, internal exhale, a deep sigh of recognition that eloquently says, yes, this is profoundly it. This resonates with my deepest truth. And once you distinctly feel that sacred exhale of recognition and relief, consciously grant yourself the unwavering permission to bravely move forward in that illuminated new direction, taking gentle, honest, and perfectly aligned small steps. This powerful gateway is also profoundly touching and impacting the collective layer of your world in a tangible and deeply palpable way, precisely because humanity, as a whole, is currently navigating a pivotal season where long-hidden things are finally ready and destined to be seen and brought into the light. And what is now becoming visible is manifesting precisely because a sufficient number of courageous hearts are evolving to a point where they're capable of holding and embracing truth, even challenging truths, without immediately collapsing into overwhelming fear or defensiveness. Consequently, you may distinctly notice new stories surfacing, crucial information coming to light, vital conversations emerging, and deeply personal confessions being shared openly and concurrently. You may observe within yourself a diminished tolerance for distortion, misrepresentation, or deliberate falsehoods, coupled with an amplified, undeniable appetite for profound clarity and transparent truth. This shift occurs because the collective consciousness itself is profoundly learning to mature and refine its own innate discernment. It is important to clarify that this does not imply you should feel obligated to consume every single headline, nor does it mean you must personally carry the immense weight of every global burden or crisis. It simply signifies that your vibrant inner life is steadily becoming more deeply aligned and harmonized with objective reality. In reality, when consciously met and embraced with profound love, compassion, and understanding, can indeed be navigated with remarkable wisdom, grace, and inner peace. Your sacred and vital role as a light worker in this profound global unfolding is both remarkably simple and deeply sacred. It is to authentically live your own truth without compromise. It is to consciously keep your own precious heart wide open to both giving and receiving love. It is to steadfastly choose integrity, honesty, and alignment as a daily, unwavering practice, and through your very existence, allow your life to beautifully demonstrate to the world that truth, in its purest form, can indeed be a powerful, liberating, and deeply unifying force. This process is embraced with profound tenderness and heartfelt compassion when a multitude of individuals engage in this practice. Concurrently, the collective consciousness undergoes a remarkable transformation, coalescing into a more elevated and refined manifestation of its inherent nature. Consequently, the very fabric of the world starts to recalibrate and reorient itself, centering around the fundamental essence of what truly exists. This is because authentic reality inherently possesses its own compelling magnetic pull, an undeniable gravitational force. You are already contributing significantly to this unfolding, merely by steadfastly declining to relinquish the power of love, even as you bear witness to profound revelations. For indeed, love stands as the singular, indispensable catalyst that enables truth to manifest not as a jarring disruption or harsh revelation, but as a graceful and emancipating liberation. The radiant luminescence that inevitably succeeds this period of obscurity and introspection will emerge as an organic and effortless resurgence of your inherent magnificence and inner brilliance. And even now, you are beginning to perceive its subtle presence within fleeting moments that might appear insignificant, yet surprisingly emanate a captivating and potent luminosity. Many among you are observing a renewed ease in the resurgence of your laughter, a more fluid flow of your creative impulses, an effortless return of your longing for genuine connection, and a clearer rekindling of your profound sense of purpose. All these indicators collectively signify a vital rejuvenation that precious life force and energetic reserves have been successfully recovered and reallocated from experiences and phases that were drawing to a close. This burgeoning radiance, this luminous resurgence, is set to intensify and expand continuously as you navigate through the upcoming equinox passage. Its manifestation will be evident as a more crystalline clarity of purpose and direction, a more refined and uncomplicated understanding of what truly holds significance, and a deeply nurturing and more affectionate bond with your own being. This pivotal gateway, after all, is not designed to burden you with struggle or adversity. Its very purpose is to usher in your profound emancipation. Here, freedom resonates deeply within, manifesting as an authentic self-expression, a gentle yet unwavering courage, and an undeniable willingness to fully inhabit and embody the existence that genuinely aligns with your deepest truth and feels intrinsically, unmistakably yours. As you graciously allow this profound sequence of transformation to culminate its inherent purpose, consistently extend to yourself the same deep affection and unwavering compassion you would lovingly bestow upon a cherished companion, embarking on a magnificent personal evolution. For indeed, you are undergoing a truly splendid metamorphosis, and the very fabric of your existence is eagerly poised to embrace and align with the most authentic and unadulterated iteration of your being. Presently, during these remarkable days, your gaze may be drawn to a celestial expanse that appears uncommonly vibrant and densely inhabited, as though an increased multitude of cosmic voices have chosen to project themselves simultaneously. There is a profound and deeply personal rationale for why this phenomenon resonates so intimately within you specifically. When numerous planetary bodies become observable within the confines of the same seasonal trajectory, the human heart instinctively perceives it as an epical cosmic juncture. It registers as a universal summons, an imperative period when diverse motifs and interwoven narratives within your individual journey collectively ascend, intricately intertwined, and demand to be expressed and experienced in a more cohesive and harmonized manner. This phenomenon is known as the planetary chorus arc, a breathtaking celestial ballet that unfolds through a seemingly straightforward astronomical occurrence, yet one that you can intuitively perceive and comprehend with the entirety of your being. Each celestial body traverses its distinct orbital trajectory, propelled by its unique cadence and inherent rhythm. Nevertheless, there are infrequent yet significant junctures when these individual paths coalesce and align in such a precise configuration that several planets simultaneously grace your pre-dawn or twilight skies, shimmering like a constellation of luminous lanterns illuminating a shared terrestrial coastline. In response, your intrinsic psyche awakens and resonates deeply, for its very architecture was forged to decipher intricate patterns, to instinctively acknowledge cosmic alignments, and to extract profound spiritual significance and profound meaning from the celestial tapestry above. A harmonious chorus derives its immense potency from its capacity to simultaneously articulate a rich tapestry of distinct tonal qualities in a strikingly analogous fashion. Your own inner landscape is presently engaged in a similar process. You might observe an emerging ability to gracefully encompass and integrate multiple divergent truths concurrently, without experiencing internal fragmentation or emotional dissonance. You are capable of experiencing both profound tenderness and formidable inner strength within a single, unified breath. You can embrace both the culmination of one phase and the vibrant inception of another within the span of a single week. Moreover, you may perceive the impetus to create and the yearning to simplify your existence coexisting peacefully, harmoniously intertwined, rather than engaging in an internal conflict. This represents one of the most invaluable boons bestowed by this extraordinary temporal window. It actively assists you in relinquishing the habitual tendency to diminish your vast potential into a singular, restrictive note. Instead, it warmly beckons you to expand into a complete and resonant chord, evolving into an individual who can comfortably reside within intricate complexities, all while steadfastly maintaining an aura of gentleness, unwavering composure, and crystalline clarity. Furthermore, when a sufficient number of enlightened individuals embrace this integrated state collectively, societal communities naturally become more adept at collaborative endeavors. Interpersonal connections blossom into greater authenticity and transparency, and the trajectory of collective human evolution transforms from a state of disarray and disorder into a finely tuned and harmonious reorchestration. The profound significance of this celestial chorus during the equinox portal is amplified by the fact that the equinox itself inherently marks a pivotal juncture of equilibrium within your planet's seasonal cadences. When this profound state of balance is actively present, an invaluable opportunity arises for your inner perceptive faculties to significantly deepen. As this internal attentiveness intensifies, you begin to discern with startling clarity the sheer magnitude of strenuous exertion you have previously invested in attempting to coerce your life into predetermined structures and forms that, in truth, were never genuinely congruous with your authentic self. Within the expansive sweep of the planetary chorus arc, the concept of alignment transcends mere intellectual understanding and evolves into a deeply embodied, visceral sensation. This is because you acquire the acute sensitivity to distinguish between a progression that is inherently sustained and nurtured and one that is coercively imposed. And in this current phase, you are internalizing a crucial insight, a path that is genuinely supported, bears a very distinct and recognizable hallmark. It frequently reveals itself and expands organically with each step you take, often greets you with remarkable instances of synchronicity, and consistently instills the powerful sensation that your very existence is actively collaborating with your deepest intentions. A considerable number of you have long cultivated the ingrained habit of relentlessly propelling yourselves forward, as if your life's journey were an arduous conquest demanding incessant exertion and forceful advancement. This current temporal gateway, however, extends an invitation to embrace an entirely distinct mode of experience, one where you commence moving in resonant harmony with your authentic truth, rather than expending precious energy in a futile struggle to suppress or manipulate it. You may perceive the subtle manifestations of this shift in remarkably straightforward manners. For instance, particular decisions might unexpectedly feel uncomplicated and effortless. Certain dialogues might suddenly seem ripe for honest exchange, and ideas that previously carried a weighty burden now spark with exhilarating vibrancy and pristine clarity. By diligently heeding these subtle indications, you will progressively uncover the profound truth that your inherent power amplifies exponentially when you cease to perceive your own sacred heart as an impediment, and instead begin to honor it as the unerring compass and benevolent guide it was perpetually destined to be. True alignment, devoid of any forceful imposition, signifies achieving a level of profound honesty that permits your existence to organically reconfigure itself around the core essence of what you genuinely cherish. This profound reorganization unfolds through a series of humble, yet steadfast choices, the very kind you are realistically capable of sustaining, the kind that incrementally cultivate an unshakable trust within your own being, and the kind that unequivocally declare to the vast universe, I am authentically receptive and available for that which is truly real and resonant. This also elucidates why the fabric of community is presently undergoing a profound reweaving. When a collective chorus emerges, each distinct voice instinctively discovers its rightful position, and you're currently immersed in a season where individuals are identifying their authentic roles and contributions with heightened precision. Consequently, existing friendships and established alliances are experiencing notable shifts. For a significant number of you, this transition is unfolding with astonishing gentleness. Almost as if ingrained, outdated patterns are simply dissipating their momentum, while novel and more resonant connections are effortlessly burgeoning. You might also become aware of a growing inclination for fewer shallow or superficial interactions, desiring instead more profound and heartfelt connections. You may find yourself less inclined towards conversations that merely meander endlessly, preferring instead those that arrive at meaningful conclusions and genuinely resonate. Be assured, dear souls, this is in no way a dismissal or rejection of any individual. Rather, it signifies a sophisticated advancement in your relational wisdom. Your discerning heart is developing an enhanced capacity to differentiate between what genuinely nurtures its essence and what merely serves to occupy time without enriching your spirit. Presently, certain individuals among you are encountering new acquaintances who resonate with an uncanny sense of deep familiarity. This phenomenon occurs because you are now radiating a more authentic and unadulterated energetic signature in your very presence. In essence, truth inherently draws truth, and genuine sincerity instantaneously recognizes its counterpart. A significant portion of you are sensing a compelling inner summons to actively integrate into communal spheres, not as passive onlookers, but as engaged and contributing participants. This beckons you to introduce your unique talents and intrinsic gifts into the shared space, to generously offer your distinct voice, to impart knowledge, to innovate, to orchestrate gatherings, to convene others, and to be perceived in a manner that feels both authentically secure and profoundly genuine. The magnificent chorus unfolding in the celestial expanse serves as a direct mirror to this evolving dynamic, vividly illustrating a living paradigm where numerous distinct cosmic entities share a unified space without any inherent need for competition, without demanding uniformity, and without necessitating the suppression or disappearance of other unique expressions. Authentic harmony is intrinsically forged through the quality of relationship, and meaningful relationship, in turn, is meticulously cultivated through mutual respect. This profound respect truly flourishes when you grant both yourself and others the profound liberty to embody precisely who they are, while simultaneously making conscious choices that genuinely resonate with and enhance your individual trajectory. Within this grand celestial symphony, the planet Venus resonates with a particularly distinctive and influential tone. You are keenly perceiving its influence in the intricate refinement of values currently underway within your life. This is because Venus communicates its essence through the very things you deeply treasure, the choices you consciously make, and that which you deem genuinely deserving of your precious time and unwavering devotion. Throughout this opportune temporal window, your heart is becoming notably more forthright and unambiguous regarding these crucial considerations. That which you genuinely adore and hold dear is surfacing with undeniable clarity, manifesting as a gentle, internal luminosity when you consciously direct your energy towards it, akin to deliberately advancing towards your own personal dawn. Conversely, that which you have merely endured or tolerated is likewise becoming strikingly apparent. It manifests as a subtle, pervasive exhaustion, an unmistakable inner pronouncement of enough, and a gentle, profound awareness that your vital life force unequivocally prefers to be invested in other, more resonant avenues. This process is neither harsh, nor does it necessitate dramatic upheaval. Instead, maturity frequently emerges as an understated yet profound preference. Indeed, preference serves as one of the soul's most authentic and articulate forms of communication. You might discover within yourself a burgeoning inclination to aesthetically enhance your surroundings, a desire to streamline and declutter your domestic space, an urge to treat your physical vessel with heightened tenderness and care, a longing to harmonize your professional endeavors more closely with your inherent talents, and a fervent desire to wholeheartedly embrace that which genuinely feels both profoundly nourishing and completely integral to your well-being. For Venus is imparting the invaluable lesson that love transcends abstract sentiment, becoming profoundly practical and actionable when it actively informs and molds your everyday decisions. Furthermore, you may observe a significant upgrading of your sense of self-worth during this period. As you consciously begin to regard your time as inherently sacred and invaluable, you simultaneously cultivate the profound conviction that you are an individual of immense significance. And when you genuinely matter to yourself, the universe gracefully reciprocates, manifesting opportunities and circumstances that precisely align with that deeply held internal conviction. Agreements, both explicit and implicit, are unveiling themselves with striking lucidity throughout this current passage. This clarity is palpable across various facets of your existence in intimate relationships, professional ventures, familial dynamics, cherished friendships, innovative creative collaborations, and even in the unspoken internal covenants you have established with yourself regarding the boundaries of what you perceive as attainable. An agreement that is vibrantly alive and thriving typically manifests as a sensation of warmth, unwavering solidity, and mutual enrichment akin to an organic bridge that both parties enthusiastically desire to traverse. Conversely, an agreement that has reached its natural conclusion often registers as an isolating burden, a feeling that you are unilaterally bearing a weight, as if you are attempting to sustain a rhythm that your soul no longer genuinely recognizes as authentic or resonant. The overarching planetary chorus arc actively brings these crucial distinctions to the forefront of your awareness, for it ushers in a season characterized by profound clarity, and clarity inherently thrives on sharply defined boundaries and unambiguous delineations. A significant number of you are now recognizing a profound truth and agreement that has served its purpose and now seeks release does not necessarily mandate contentious conflict to be gracefully concluded. Instead, Such liberation can be achieved through candid and sincere dialogue, the establishment of a compassionate yet firm boundary, a dignified and respectful completion, and a heartfelt willingness to acknowledge and honor the valuable lessons and growth that were garnered. Concurrently, a growing awareness is emerging among many of you that existing, thriving agreements can be profoundly fortified during this period through remarkably straightforward expressions of dedication, transparently articulating your commitments, consciously choosing unwavering consistency, and demonstrating steadfast reliability in precisely those aspects that hold true significance. This insight holds particular importance for light workers to internalize, as profound spiritual connection truly flourishes and sustains itself most effectively when it is lovingly underpinned and nurtured by genuine human care and compassionate attention. The celestial canvas currently displays a breathtaking tableau of numerous planets sharing a unified horizon, and the wisdom imparted is elegantly simple, sustainable, and enduring. Relationships are forged when each individual voice remains unequivocally authentic to its own essence, even while graciously respecting and harmonizing with the collective rhythm. In these contemporary times, those who identify as creators are experiencing a particularly potent and urgent summons. This imperative frequently manifests as an undeniable inner inevitability, a compelling sensation that a nascent creation eagerly seeks its manifestation through your very being, an impetus that feels simultaneously exhilarating and exquisitely delicate, an irresistible pull that you consistently find yourself drawn back to, even when you consciously attempt to defer its emergence. This constitutes a magnificent hallmark of the chorus arc, for when a multitude of planetary energetic tones are distinctly perceivable, the wellspring of inspiration tends to assume a more tangible, profoundly textured, and lovingly insistent quality, permeating your being with greater depth. Furthermore, a significant number of you are presently receiving visionary ideas imbued with genuine gravitas and inherent substance concepts that arrive intrinsically accompanied by their own sequential steps, their own self-sustaining impetus, and an innate sense of opportune timing. Some among you are actively engaged in writing, speaking, filming, teaching, or constructing at this very moment, a testament to the fact that the formerly potent inner impetus to create is being sublimated and transmuted into a gentle yet undeniable forward progression. And when the act of creation springs forth from a wellspring of profound love, rather than from an internal or external compulsion, it frequently manifests as an overwhelming sense of alleviation akin to a deeply satisfying exhalation, as though an integral facet of your being is, at long last, fully permitted to exist and thrive. This auspicious temporal window profoundly supports meticulous craftsmanship and fosters dedicated commitment to consistent, unassuming daily actions. This is because truly grand visions and ambitious aspirations are progressively brought into tangible reality through the accumulation of repeated, seemingly ordinary, yet profoundly significant choices. Moreover, the chorus arc serves as an eloquent reminder that genuine greatness is frequently forged in quiet contemplation and steady application, meticulously crafted through one sincere session at a time, one carefully composed paragraph at a time, one heartfelt offering at a time, and one considerate decision at a time. You are explicitly granted the intrinsic permission to cultivate and create in a manner that resonates with your authentic humanity, in a fashion that engenders genuine joy, and in a way that proves inherently sustainable, for your profound gifts are intended to harmoniously coexist within your life, rather than relentlessly consuming your vital essence. An experiential practice that we find particularly compelling for this current window is almost deceptively straightforward, yet profoundly effective, precisely because it meticulously educates and attunes the heart to perceive authentic alignment, not as an infrequent occurrence, but as an integral and pervasive aspect of daily existence. Each evening, while the events of the day still linger with warmth and clarity within your recollection, consciously select 3 distinct moments that resonated with a palpable sense of alignment. The concept of alignment, in this context, can encompass a myriad of experiences, perhaps a dialogue that felt profoundly sincere, a choice that seemed unimpeded and clear, a creative inspiration that felt vibrant and alive, the establishment of a boundary that felt entirely respectful, a period of rest that proved genuinely rejuvenating, a synchronistic occurrence that served as a powerful affirmation, or an act of benevolence you extended that felt utterly innate and effortless. Permit these carefully chosen 3 moments to serve as undeniable evidence to your inner being that genuine alignment is already actively manifesting in your life. This is paramount because tangible proof possesses the remarkable capacity to transform your internal narrative, and your evolving inner narrative, in turn, profoundly influences the experiences and blessings you permit yourself to attract and embrace. Subsequently, select one of those affirming moments and inquire with gentle curiosity in what subtle, incremental manner can I cultivate an expansion of this experience tomorrow. To expand might entail dedicating an additional 15 minutes to it, articulating one more facet of your truth, formulating a concise plan, undertaking a modest action, extending a small yet meaningful gesture, or simply presenting yourself one more time in that aligned space for true expansion unfurls through a series of measured increments. And these increments, over time, inevitably accumulate into significant progress. Within a span of merely a few days, many of you will perceive an emergent and profound stability in your life's trajectory, precisely because your existence will organically commence to reconfigure itself around those aspects that are already demonstrating efficacy and harmony. And that which is already functioning optimally tends to naturally proliferate and flourish when you consciously imbue it with your focused attention and dedicated time. The most profound and resonant teaching embedded within this planetary chorus arc is the immutable truth that authentic harmony is intrinsically forged through meaningful relationship, and genuine relationship, in turn, is cultivated through present awareness. This state of profound presence becomes truly accessible when you relinquish the strenuous endeavor of attempting to compel every facet of your life to conform to a singular, uniform note. The prevailing constructs of your world have inadvertently conditioned many of you to believe that you must embody a singular characteristic or role to select one definitive identity, to maintain one specific function, to communicate in one prescribed manner. Yet, the vast and intricate cosmos has perpetually served as a dynamic and irrefutable testament to the profound beauty of diversity harmoniously contained within an overarching unity. Each individual celestial body charts its unique course, propelled by its distinct velocity and imbued with its own inherent character. Nevertheless, the overarching celestial expanse continuously creates profound beauty, meticulously forms intricate patterns, and manifests coherent, synchronized motion, not through a forced uniformity, but through the rich tapestry of their interconnected relationships. Your personal existence reflects this cosmic principle precisely, and you are expressly granted the inherent permission to embrace your multifaceted, multidimensional nature. You possess the liberty to cherish more than a single passion or pursuit. You are empowered to cultivate and express more than one innate gift or talent. You have the inherent right to simultaneously embody both profound tenderness and formidable strength, and you are permitted to exist as a being in a perpetual state of evolving process, even while simultaneously embodying profound wisdom. The resonant chorus arc is presently serving as a potent reminder that you are an integral part of something immeasurably vast and profoundly intelligent. And this expansive, intelligent consciousness is not requesting that you diminish your authentic self in order to attain a sense of security. Rather, it is graciously extending an invitation for you to become more utterly transparent and honest, so that you may truly experience liberation. True freedom blossoms forth precisely when your deepest inner truths and your outward, conscious choices begin to resonate and harmonize in the same melodic key. And when this profound synergy occurs, your existence begins to unfold with the exquisite resonance and effortless flow of a complete and beautifully orchestrated song. During these significant days encompassing the Equinox portal, a deeply ingrained, yet charming misconception prevalent within the human collective transforms into one of the most profoundly valuable lessons you could possibly embrace. Many individuals mature with the ingrained notion that this particular celestial juncture signifies an absolute, flawless equilibrium, a perfect symmetry characterized by precisely 12 hours of daylight and an equally precise 12 hours of nighttime. However, What you are presently discerning, simply through the visceral experience of existing in the tangible world with an embodied form and witnessing genuine sunrises, is that Mother Nature articulates balance not as a static, rigidly precise measurement, but as an ever-evolving, fluid, and dynamic dance. The profound wisdom inherent in the Equinox paradox initiates its revelation precisely at that subtle, yet significant divergence within the slender chasm between what the analytical mind anticipates and what life authentically manifests. For you can position yourself at the tender threshold of dawn or the mellow cusp of dusk and perceive, intimately upon your skin, within your internal temporal rhythm and throughout your emotional landscape, that the quality of light is swiftly transforming, that the days are rapidly transitioning, and that the world is gracefully pivoting through a crucial hinge point. This pivotal juncture, in its very essence, inherently carries an palpable undercurrent of anticipation and forthcoming change. The celestial dome gracefully presents an ethereal crossing, and in resonant reciprocity, the terrestrial sphere tenders its profound response. Meanwhile, the Earth's atmosphere delicately refracts and modulates the incoming light in nuanced, gentle ways. Furthermore, your human conceptualizations and definitions of sunrise and sunset are intrinsically tethered to a specific visual demarcation upon the horizon. Consequently, the authentic, lived experience of an approximate equilibrium between light and darkness manifests as a comforting neighborhood of several days, rather than an isolated, precisely perfect singular instant. This nuance is in no way an imperfection or flaw in the cosmic blueprint, rather. It is the ingenious design itself. For the profound lessons of existence are imparted through delicate subtlety, and it is this very subtlety that meticulously cultivates genuine wisdom. When you permit this profound understanding to deeply settle within your heart, an intrinsic sense of relaxation often ensues. This occurs because you begin to viscerally perceive that balance is not a static state to be achieved, but rather an ongoing dynamic process in which you actively participate, a skill you diligently practice, and a natural rhythm you graciously allow to breathe, adapt, and continually recalibrate. And this singular realization, in itself, liberates a multitude of individuals from the utterly exhausting and pervasive misconception that one must perpetually maintain an impeccable posture or flawless demeanor to be considered doing it correctly. Therefore, let us personalize this profound insight, for you are intimately experiencing its unfolding in this very moment. You are currently immersed in a season where you can distinctly perceive your inner world undergoing a meticulous recalibration. You might observe that certain days resonate with an expansive clarity and openness, while others feel more delicately tender and inwardly reflective. Yet, both these seemingly contrasting experiences are integral facets of the same overarching portal. Both belong to the identical process of awakening, for the totality of your being is undergoing a profound and layered integration. The human intellect frequently endeavors to transform the organic process of spiritual maturation into a linear checklist, a static progression where one ostensibly achieves a particular stratum and then remains perpetually fixed there. And yet, your boundless soul expands and evolves in a manner akin to the ocean's ceaseless advance toward the shoreline, arriving in successive, undulating waves, each bearing new elements, each leaving behind remnants of the old, and each subtly recontouring the sandy expanse in its unique and purposeful way. The equinox imparts the invaluable wisdom that genuine balance inherently encompasses dynamic movement, and movement, in turn, intrinsically includes natural variation. This rich variation further embraces days when you feel a compelling urge to take action and days when you yearn for tranquil repose. It includes periods when you seek companionship and moments when you crave profound silence. There will be days when you feel unreservedly courageous and days when you feel delicately vulnerable. And profoundly, all these diverse states and experiences can be tenderly held within the expansive embrace of unconditional love. This is precisely why the inherent paradox presents itself with such remarkable gentleness, because it subtly yet effectively dismantles the insidious snare of perfectionism that frequently lurks within countless sincere hearts, the deceptive trap that dictates your healing must manifest in a prescribed manner. Your awakening must be accompanied by specific sensations. Your unique path must adhere to a linear trajectory, and your forward progress must be overtly conspicuous. Your personal journey is a vibrant, living entity, and existence itself inherently expresses through an intricate tapestry of rhythms. And within these rhythms, indispensable pauses are naturally woven. Furthermore, these moments of profound stillness and cessation often represent the precise crucible where the subsequent stratum of clarity and insight profoundly crystallizes. When you begin to honor your innate rhythm as intrinsically sacred, you effectively cease the exhausting internal debates and self-criticism. And by disengaging from these incessant internal arguments, a more profound and enduring sense of steadfastness gradually emerges within you, a state that deeply resonates with a profound sensation of unwavering trust. This transformative portal also embodies a quality of swift transition, a palpable turning point that you can almost viscerally sense, primarily because the days are perceptibly beginning to extend in a manner that your physical body instinctively registers. Consequently, the mornings are imbued with a distinct feel, and the nights carry a new ambience. This palpable acceleration in the presence of light, in turn, translates directly into an accelerated clarity and immediacy in the realm of your personal choices. Many among you are already observing this phenomenon. Even seemingly minor decisions now resonate with a more amplified significance. The consequences of those choices manifest more swiftly, and internal feedback arrives with an intensified immediacy and directness. It might feel as though existence itself is offering you a reflective mirror with an accelerated frequency. This mirror, however, is inherently gentle and benevolent, as it merely illuminates that which harmonizes with the deepest stirrings of your heart. When you consciously choose an action or path that profoundly resonates with your authentic self, you frequently experience a delicate sensation of relief blossoming in your chest, an inherent feeling of being effortlessly propelled onward, and a powerful sense of momentum that materializes with remarkable ease. Conversely, when you opt for something that pertains to an outdated iteration of your past self, you might perceive a subtle yet discernible depletion of energy, a distinct sensation of burdensome weight, and an unsettling feeling of protracted delay. It is crucial to understand that this is not the universe reprimanding or admonishing you. Rather, it is life itself tenderly guiding your journey. For you are currently entering a pivotal season where your profound inner truth is earnestly seeking to assume a leadership role. This explains why you are encountering what feels like a heightened, accelerated visibility in your life. Recurring patterns emerge with greater distinctness. Your intrinsic preferences become strikingly evident, and the nuanced distinction between genuinely desiring something and merely performing an action out of ingrained habit becomes markedly simpler to ascertain. The Equinox portal functions precisely like a pivotal hinge, and a hinge, by its very nature, reveals and allows for profound opening and reorientation. Observe the understated elegance of how a door gracefully opens and, in a parallel unfolding, your very existence is similarly beginning to reveal itself, aligning with the authentic truths and profound realities that resonate most deeply for you at this pivotal juncture. A profound sense of intrinsic direction, an intuitive compass, can often be keenly perceived within the subtle wisdom and knowing of your own physical being. This teaching offers one of its most profoundly practical and immediately applicable insights during these dynamic seasons of significant personal transition. Even the most seemingly modest shifts and adjustments possess an extraordinary capacity to rapidly accumulate, compounding into substantial and transformative outcomes with surprising speed. A subtle, gentle alteration in the quality and tone of your inner dialogue, the way you compassionately speak to yourself, can remarkably reshape your prevailing emotional state and shift your mood within mere days. A thoughtful, gentle recalibration of what you consciously choose to affirm and say yes to will naturally manifest as a distinctly altered and more aligned personal schedule within a matter of weeks. And a consistent, gentle redirection of your daily devotion towards those pursuits that genuinely hold significance will, over the course of a single month, begin to forge a fundamentally new and more authentic sense of self and identity. It is a common human experience that many individuals have been profoundly conditioned by societal narratives and past experiences to believe that genuine transformation necessitates an abrupt, dramatic, or even cataclysmic leap. Yet, the profound wisdom of your soul is now gently, yet powerfully, illuminating a different path, revealing that authentic and lasting personal metamorphosis frequently unfolds not through sudden, grand gestures, but through a consistent series of small, devoted, and faithfully maintained steps. Consider the quiet power a solitary glass of water, thoughtfully offered to your physical form with an intention of love and gratitude, when repeated consistently, gradually transforms into a distinctly revitalized and enduring kind of energy coursing through your entire day. A brief walk undertaken with mindful presence, conscientiously repeated, steadily clarifies the landscape of your thoughts, leading to a more focused and serene mind. A simple, yet firm, boundary communicated with genuine kindness and consistently upheld becomes the bedrock of a burgeoning, profound self-respect. Furthermore, a creative session, even one lasting a mere 20 minutes, when faithfully repeated, progressively blossoms into a substantial and meaningful body of work. These examples illustrate the very essence of the subtle, yet potent shifts that this transformative portal actively supports and amplifies. This particular season, with its unique energetic resonance, possesses an innate capacity to significantly magnify and bolster any endeavor that is undertaken with genuine sincerity and maintained through consistent, devoted repetition. Within the profound teaching of the Equinox paradox, a core principle reveals that true, harmonious balance is not found in static equilibrium, but rather emerges dynamically from an ongoing posture of genuine responsiveness. To embody responsiveness, in this context, implies an unwavering commitment to continually adjust your course with an abundance of kindness and self-compassion, to consciously choose again when necessary, and to consistently return, with steadfast devotion, to those authentic experiences, values, and pursuits that genuinely ignite and sustain your love. The immense power inherent in this perspective lies in the liberating realization that you are not compelled to passively wait for some grand, fully formed future iteration of yourself to magically materialize. On the contrary, you are actively and quite profoundly constructing that very evolved version of your being through the seemingly unassuming yet impactful small choices and conscious decisions you are thoughtfully making and embodying in your present moment today. This is precisely why the very concept of stability is undergoing a profound and necessary redefinition for countless individuals at this time. For too long, stability, when viewed through an older, more conventional human lens, frequently equated to an unyielding rigidity and unwavering insistence on holding a fixed pose, an earnest but often futile attempt to maintain everything precisely the same, and a strenuous effort to remain perpetually in control of all external circumstances. And yet, the kind of authentic stability that genuinely serves the process of spiritual awakening and personal evolution manifests as a distinctly softer, more pliable, and deeply resilient strength. This strength embodies an inherent availability to life's flow, the courageous power of allowing profound truth and emergent insights to thoughtfully update and recalibrate your carefully laid plans, and the profound capacity for gracefully changing your mind when the intuitive wisdom of your heart brings forth new, invaluable information. Consider the enduring stability of a majestic tree. It achieves its steadfastness precisely because it possesses the inherent wisdom to gently bend and sway with the powerful forces of the wind, even as its deep, intricate root system remains firmly anchored in the nurturing earth. Your own personal stability flourishes and strengthens in precisely the same organic manner, compassionately allowing yourself the dual capacity to be both deeply grounded in your core values and simultaneously flexible enough to adapt to life's ever-changing currents, both unwavering in your devotion and exquisitely responsive to emergent realities. As you navigate the energetic currents in the days immediately surrounding this potent equinox portal, you will likely begin to perceive how the wider world, in its infinite wisdom, actively rewards and supports this particular, evolving kind of flexible stability. This is because when you consciously release your tenacious clinging to an outdated or misaligned direction, you simultaneously liberate yourself, becoming profoundly free to move, adapt, and flow harmoniously with the new, authentic possibilities that are genuinely beginning to unfold before you. A multitude of you are already keenly sensing this transformative shift manifesting within your personal relationship spaces, where the courageous act of honesty becomes noticeably easier to embody, where you can articulate a profound truth with an inherent warmth and genuine compassion, and where you can express your authentic needs and desires with disarming simplicity and directness. Similarly, many others are experiencing this deep recalibration in the realm of their work and overarching life purpose. Here, the intrinsic desire to genuinely create something truly meaningful and impactful naturally eclipses and becomes far more significant than any lingering need or pressure to merely maintain external appearances or conform to superficial expectations. Furthermore, a substantial number of you are noticing this subtle yet powerful transformation within your most intimate space, your home and immediate environment. There is a burgeoning, authentic desire for your daily life to feel intrinsically clean, nurturing, and profoundly supportive, naturally drawing you towards making small, intentional changes that cumulatively foster an expansive and abiding sense of inner peace. This newly embraced form of stability is, in its very essence, stability embodied as unconditional love, is stability founded upon deep self-trust, and crucially, it is stability manifested as an unwavering willingness to consistently listen to your inner wisdom, to others, and to the unfolding symphony of life itself. Within the potent, energetic field of this portal, a profound, introspective mirror question emerges, one that is both exquisitely tender and exceptionally illuminating. Its power and efficacy stem from the fact that it precisely touches upon that delicate intersection where the conscious mind, in its protective instinct, endeavors to safeguard you through the illusion of certainty, while your expansive soul, in its inherent wisdom, strives to liberate you through the richness of lived experience. The question, in its deceptively simple formulation, asks this: in what specific areas or aspects of your life are you currently demanding an absolute, unequivocal certainty before you are willing to courageously permit your own natural and necessary expansion to unfold? You can readily discern the subtle presence of this dynamic in those very instances where you find yourself articulating sentiments such as soon as I possess an absolute and precise understanding of exactly how this will manifest, then, and only then, will I courageously begin, or the moment I feel an unequivocal sense of complete readiness, I will finally speak my truth, or perhaps, once the timing appears to be undeniably perfect, I will at last choose to prioritize myself. This is a crucial insight for what masquerades as an earnest quest for certainty can, with surprising frequency, become an exquisitely beautiful, yet ultimately self-limiting, form of postponement. The profound wisdom of your heart, in its inherent capacity for growth and courage, does not in fact necessitate an impeccable, flawless certainty in order to courageously move forward. What your heart truly requires is an unwavering foundation of trust, and that vital trust, in turn, blossoms and deepens through consistent action through the gentle, yet courageous, risk of taking that initial step and subsequently discovering, often with profound relief, that life, in its boundless generosity, consistently rises to meet you. The potent, energetic field of the Equinox portal is presently offering robust support for the cultivation of precisely this kind of foundational trust. This is because the current season inherently functions as a powerful teacher, imparting its deepest lessons through the dynamic principle of movement itself. And in engaging with movement, in its myriad forms, you are unequivocally taught and profoundly reminded of your inherent capability. You possess the innate capacity to initiate anew. You are fully capable of embracing a continuous learning journey as you progress along your path. You are inherently capable of gracefully adjusting your sails when circumstances shift. You are deserving and capable of openly receiving the support that surrounds you. And crucially, you are capable of truly being seen in your authentic essence by others and by life itself. And as you compassionately grant yourself the permission to bravely move forward, even without demanding an impeccably detailed and infallible map of your entire journey, you will, with time and gentle persistence, begin to discover a profound truth that the very path you are meant to walk progressively clarifies and solidifies beneath your steadfast feet with each courageous step you take. A significant number of you will perceive this unfolding as the quiet, yet profound, arrival of a newly discovered courage and intrinsic sense that the upcoming step, rather than being a source of apprehension or fear, is simply the natural progression, merely the next logical step, and that your heart, with its inherent wisdom and readiness, is entirely prepared to embrace it. Cultivating a gentle kindness and profound patience in matters of divine timing emerges as one of the most soothing and potent medicines during this particular passage. The Equinox, in its profound, energetic teachings, reveals that time itself is not a linear construct, but rather comprises intricate layers, and each of these layers possesses its own unique, inherent rhythm and process of ripening and maturation. Consequently, some aspects of your lives unfolding are destined to ripen with remarkable swiftness at this juncture, almost mirroring the exuberant burst of spring buds opening wide in the gentle warmth of an inviting afternoon. Conversely, other significant aspects will necessitate and benefit from a more extended period of maturation, akin to the unhurried patience of a sturdy tree diligently preparing its precious fruit across the expanse of an entire season. It is essential to recognize and honor that both these distinct modalities of ripening the swift and the slow each inherently carry their own exquisite and unique form of profound beauty. In this sacred time, your soul is extending a deeply compassionate invitation to consciously cease the often unhelpful practice of comparing your unique, unfolding journey to that of anyone else, and instead to begin profoundly honoring the inherent, intelligent wisdom of your very own personal rhythm. This is crucial because your authentic rhythm acts as the intrinsic guide, ensuring that your path remains gentle, sustainable, and true to your deepest self. An individual can eloquently honor the process of quick ripening by courageously stepping through the door of opportunity the moment it presents itself, responding with swift action. Conversely, a being can honor the wisdom of longer ripening by steadfastly maintaining devotion without resorting to forceful manipulation, by diligently keeping the vital thread of their intention alive through a series of consistent, small, meaningful actions, and by patiently allowing life itself to deeply solidify the foundational elements before proceeding to expand the overarching structure. This is a profound liberation. You are hereby granted full and complete permission to be authentically, beautifully, and imperfectly in process. You are permitted to experience seasons where you naturally move with vibrant swiftness and equally, seasons where you pause for deep integration and assimilation. You have the sacred right to fully rest, yet still remain profoundly and continuously evolving. You are empowered to act decisively, yet always remain connected to your tender, compassionate heart. The overarching teaching embedded within the Equinox paradox can be fundamentally understood as the universe itself extending a boundless permission for you to fully embrace your intrinsic humanity, with all its inherent imperfections and complexities, even as you simultaneously navigate the profound journey of spiritual awakening. And when you consciously choose to accept and fully embody that expansive, compassionate permission, your personal growth trajectory naturally becomes not only far more enjoyable and deeply fulfilling, but also remarkably more sustainable and infused with an abundance of self-love. Furthermore, it becomes effortlessly easier to perceive and honor the myriad quiet miracles and subtle blessings that are already unfolding, often unnoticed, within the fabric of your daily existence. Therefore, as you now thoughtfully hold the energetic essence of this profound portal within the sanctuary of your heart, endeavor to embrace it as you would gently cradle a precious living creature with an exquisite tenderness, unwavering care, and an abundance of genuine warmth, and consciously allow it to impart the invaluable lessons and profound wisdom that it has arrived specifically to teach you. Recognize this fundamental truth: authentic balance is a vibrant, living force, and you, too, are vibrantly alive, and indeed, your profound awakening is a dynamic, living process. This intrinsic connection is precisely why the equinox carries such a palpable and deeply resonant significance, because its energetic essence serves as a powerful reminder that your purpose here is not to strive endlessly to achieve some elusive, static state of absolute perfection. Rather, your sacred purpose is to courageously and fully live a real, embodied life, guided by the genuine impulses of a truly open and authentic heart. You are present in this existence to consciously allow the profound essence of love to manifest in a practical, tangible way through the intentional choices you make. You are here to allow the often challenging nature of truth to be expressed with an inherent gentleness and compassion through your carefully chosen words. You are here to progressively let your life evolve into something more authentically, intimately, and uniquely yours, unfolding day after day, and advancing step by steadfast step through the accumulation of those small, honest, and courageous decisions that collectively weave the fabric of a future you can genuinely and harmoniously inhabit. And as you continue your journey through this particular, eloquent articulation of the years unfolding, the most beautiful and irrefutable proof of this profound shift will continue to arrive, manifesting in the most wonderfully simple and undeniable manner. You will invariably begin to feel more deeply and authentically connected to your true self. And in that undeniable recognition, you will simultaneously grasp that this transformative portal has, in fact, been gently, yet profoundly, opening and expanding within you all along. A significantly longer and more expansive arc of destiny is subtly, yet powerfully, beginning to unfold and activate beneath the energetic influence of this potent equinox portal. You can palpably sense this shift now in the evolving orientation of your inner world, which is progressively becoming less captivated by fleeting, quick bursts of superficial inspiration that tend to dissipate as rapidly as they appear, and instead is gravitating towards a deeper, more enduring kind of Iona vision that genuinely stays with you, persisting through the ebb and flow of daily life. This is the kind of profound vision that persistently returns to mind, even amidst the most demanding and busy periods of your life. It is the kind of vision that resonates with the comforting presence of a gentle, steadfast companion, walking faithfully beside you, subtly whispering, "Together, we are truly building something substantial and authentically real in this moment." This deeply resonant concept is precisely what we refer to as the Aurora Pact of 2061. For at its core, a pact is far more than a mere ephemeral promise. It is, quite simply, a profound agreement, a sacred covenant that possesses an inherent longevity, an understanding that steadfastly retains its essential form and integrity as it gracefully navigates through the cyclical unfolding of seasons. And at this pivotal juncture, a profoundly new and potent kind of symbiotic agreement is actively taking shape and strengthening between the expansive, visionary part of your being that dares to dream and the grounded, practical part of your being that diligently and consistently builds. To visualize this cosmic alignment, you might imagine it as two venerable, ancient teachers, each carrying immense wisdom, converging at the very same threshold, choosing to embark upon a profoundly new and collaborative lesson with humanity. One of these revered teachers embodies and carries the invaluable wisdom of tangible form, the sacred rhythm of time, the unwavering power of commitment, and the grounding essence of responsibility. The other, equally revered, carries forth the boundless wisdom of pure imagination, the animating force of spirit, the expansive embrace of compassion, and the subtle insights gleaned from the invisible world that so gracefully guides your inherent intuition. As these two distinct, yet complementary, energetic tones commence their harmonious new cycle together, the prevailing energy on Earth naturally begins to align itself, favoring and empowering those individuals who possess the unique capacity to steadfastly hold a truly beautiful and inspiring vision in their hearts, while simultaneously undertaking consistent, deliberate, and practical steps to manifest that vision into tangible reality. This profound, energetic alignment is precisely why such a significant number of you are currently experiencing a quiet, yet deeply resonant sense of seriousness, a beautiful gravity that is infused with an abiding love. It is as if your soul, with a newfound determination, is declaring, "I am finally ready to cease this circling and begin the earnest work of building." And simultaneously, Your compassionate heart is articulating its deepest desires, affirming I wish to build not merely with structure, but with an inherent kindness, with profound meaning, and with an overflowing measure of love. To facilitate a clearer grasp of this intricate dynamic, it may prove helpful to comprehend it in the most straightforward and simple terms. For the analytical part of your mind often thrives when it can anchor itself to a concrete, easily graspable image. Imagine one of these celestial teachers as the quintessential builder, meticulous artisan who intimately understands the precise art of measuring a piece of wood, the foundational importance of carefully laying a strong base, the unwavering discipline of returning to the task day after diligent day, and the profound skill required to construct something robust and enduring enough to truly stand the test of time. The other teacher, in contrast, embodies the quintessential dreamer, the visionary, who can vividly perceive the finished house, complete in every detail, even before the very first nail has been thoughtfully hammered into place. This is the one who intuitively comprehends the overarching purpose and intrinsic meaning of the house, the one who steadfastly remembers and cherishes precisely why the creation of this dwelling matters so profoundly in the first instance. To cultivate a truly strong and resilient life, both these invaluable archetypes are absolutely essential. Similarly, for a powerful and impactful mission to genuinely flourish, both these complementary forces must be present and integrated. And indeed, for a robust and deeply fulfilling spiritual path to manifest its highest potential, the harmonious interplay of both the builder and the dreamer is utterly indispensable. An expansive, beautiful dream, when uncoupled from the dedicated process of building and manifestation, can tragically remain a captivating, yet ultimately ephemeral, foga shimmering vision that never quite solidifies into a tangible, lived reality. Conversely, a fervent commitment to building, when devoid of an underlying dream or guiding vision, risks devolving into an empty, monotonous routine, a hollow exercise that tragically forgets its original purpose and loses connection with the animating wisdom of the heart. This profound interplay illuminates precisely why this cosmic pact holds such immense and critical significance in the present moment. Your inner world is commencing a transformative season, a fertile period during which the often disparate archetypes of the dreamer and the builder within you are actively learning to forge a harmonious friendship, diligently learning to collaborate effectively, gradually ceasing their internal arguments, and, crucially, releasing their tendency to pull you in conflicting, opposite directions. It is a common narrative that many of you have navigated years, even decades, wherein you could vividly feel the resonant essence of what you desired to create and bring forth, yet simultaneously felt an overwhelming sense of paralysis or confusion concerning the practical methodologies of how to actually manifest it. Now, however, the prevailing energetic currents are undergoing a profound shift, such that the how-to aspects of your vision are beginning to emerge with remarkable ease, unfolding organically, step by gentle steep, as your intrinsic devotion to your purpose becomes increasingly clearer and more unwavering. The Equinox portal, with its inherent significance, functions as a powerful and opportune entryway into the embracing of this profound new agreement. This is inherently true because the equinox marks a quintessential turning point in the annual cycle, a moment that naturally carries with it the potent and rejuvenating feeling of a fresh beginning. Moreover, this particular year's beginning aligns with and lands upon an even deeper, more expansive cosmic reset, an energetic alignment that is specifically designed to powerfully support and anchor long-term purpose and enduring vision. Within this unique and energetically amplified window of time, the nuanced yet fundamental distinction between a fleeting fantasy and a deeply resonant, living vision becomes strikingly and undeniably clear. This newfound clarity, in its profound simplicity, is undoubtedly one of the most precious and sweetest gifts you could possibly receive in this season. A mere fantasy, while often capable of eliciting a fleeting burst of exhilarating excitement in the initial moment, invariably tends to dissipate and vanish as soon as sustained effort or practical application is genuinely required. This is fundamentally because a fantasy, by its very nature, was never truly intended to be carried into the tangible realm of physical form. A true, Living Vision, by contrast, possesses an entirely different and far more resonant quality. It actively transforms and refines you as you steadfastly walk alongside it. It serves as a profound teacher, imparting new depths of patience, cultivating previously undeveloped skills, instilling an unwavering new courage, and crucially, it remains an unwavering companion, staying faithfully with you even when its demands gently, yet firmly, invite you to stretch beyond your current comfort zone and profoundly grow. A living vision, much like a thriving organism, possesses an undeniable heartbeat, a rhythmic pulse that you can tangibly feel as a gentle, unwavering persistence. It manifests as a quiet, yet insistent, inner return, a profound sense that you are consistently drawn back to the same resonant idea, the same profound calling, because it is, in its very essence, an undeniable and integral part of your destined path. A great many of you are keenly discerning this distinction at this precise moment, actively noticing which of your cherished dreams merely offer the fleeting allure of entertainment, and which, conversely, resonate with the deep, unmistakable hum of an unfolding destiny. And it is vital to understand that destiny, in this enlightened context, is not a burdensome weight or an inescapable obligation. Rather, destiny is quite simply that profound, intuitive part of your being that intrinsically knows and remembers what you wholeheartedly came here to accomplish and embody. And, perhaps surprisingly, it often manifests as a beautifully potent fusion of profound inner peace interwoven with an exhilarating sense of vibrant excitement. Furthermore, a genuine living vision possesses an inherent capacity to cultivate a profound sense of self-compassion, ultimately making you far kinder to yourself. This arises from the deeply liberating realization that you are, in fact, engaged in the authentic and often messy process of building a real, embodied life. And crucially, real lives are not constructed in a vacuum of perfection. They are meticulously woven together through imperfect days, through invaluable learning days, through necessary days of restorative rest, and through countless courageous try-again days. This significant pact actively supports and cultivates precisely this kind of organic learning and sustainable growth. It inherently favors consistent, steady progress over fleeting, dramatic, or erratic bursts of movement. It champions unwavering devotion over the ephemeral rush of adrenaline. It champions the quiet, persistent individual who consistently shows up, day after day, over the boisterous person who makes grand promises only to subsequently vanish when the real work begins. You will undoubtedly begin to observe this profound shift reflected within the broader cultural landscape as well. This is because the collective consciousness is gradually, yet powerfully, reorienting itself to genuinely value and honor what is inherently real, what demonstrates unwavering consistency, what proves itself to be reliably steadfast, and what truly possesses genuine substance and depth. This transformative shift, in fact, is already gracefully beginning to unfold. At this juncture, we wish to impart a particularly vital and profoundly liberating teaching, one that possesses the remarkable capacity to significantly ease and enrich the unfolding of your life, the understanding that structure, when consciously embraced, can itself be a potent expression of love. It is a lamentable truth that countless human beings have been mistakenly taught, through various societal and personal narratives, to perceive structure as an oppressive cage, to view commitment as an inherent loss of freedom, to interpret healthy boundaries as emotionally cold or isolating, and to regard consistent routines as nothing more than monotonous, soul-draining obligations. And yet, within the enlightened perspective of an awakened life, structure is profoundly redefined. It transforms from a perceived constraint into a sacred container, a beautifully crafted vessel designed to hold, protect, and nurture precisely what you most deeply value. And in its very essence, a well-formed container is, itself, an undeniable and potent form of care. Consider these practical applications. A thoughtfully constructed schedule can become a profound expression of love when it consciously safeguards and honors your precious creative time. A clearly articulated boundary can manifest as deep love when it courageously protects the sanctity of your vulnerable heart. A consistent routine can be an act of self-love when it diligently supports your physical health and ensures your vital rest. The cultivation of genuine skill can embody love when it empowers your authentic message to reach the world with clarity and impactful precision. And finally, diligent stewardship can be a powerful form of love when it assists you in managing your resources with unwavering integrity, thereby ensuring the sustained endurance and longevity of your cherished mission. This describes the essence of the grounded, practical spirituality that the Aurora Pact actively supports and champions. This profound understanding is now graciously arriving into collective consciousness precisely because humanity as a whole is gradually maturing and evolving into a more conscious, responsible, and integrated relationship with the powerful principles of manifestation. A multitude of you are experiencing this energetic shift as a burgeoning, intrinsic desire to thoughtfully simplify your various commitments, and in so doing, consciously open up expansive space for those endeavors that genuinely matter most. This arises from a deep knowing within your soul that the creations you bring forth and the structures you diligently build during this particular cycle possess the potential to endure for decades, and therefore, you inherently desire for them to be meticulously constructed upon an unshakable foundation of truth and authenticity. Furthermore, this evolving consciousness implies that your unique gifts and talents now yearn to express themselves and flourish in a manner that is inherently sustainable, in a way that does not relentlessly deplete your vital energy, and ultimately, in a way that authentically resonates as a life you genuinely enjoy and cherish. The potent, constructive building energy inherent within this pact holds a profound reverence for small, consistently repeated actions. This is precisely because these seemingly modest, yet steadfast, actions collectively generate an unyielding stability, and it is this very stability that provides your expansive vision with a firm, fertile ground upon which to securely land and take root. The very nature and expression of leadership within this burgeoning new arc of human evolution is undergoing a profound transformation, evolving in ways that will undoubtedly feel deeply refreshing and authentically resonant for many of you. Leadership is progressively shifting its focus, becoming less concerned with grand spectacle or performative displays, and significantly more centered on consistent, unwavering constancy. It becomes less about delivering perfectly crafted words or eloquent rhetoric, and far more about embodying an undeniable, palpable integrity in action. Ultimately, leadership in this era moves beyond mere attempts to persuade or convince, evolving instead into a way of living that so genuinely and authentically invites others to remember and reconnect with their own inherent wisdom and true selves. This particular evolution is especially significant and deeply liberating for those individuals identified as light workers. For too long, many of you have experienced immense internal and external pressure to conform to a very specific, often unattainable, archetype of a spiritual person and expectation to be infinitely available to others, endlessly kind to all, and boundlessly wise in every moment. Mercifully, this current energetic cycle powerfully supports and champions a far healthier, more integrated, and deeply sustainable version of service. In this refreshed paradigm, your invaluable service fully embraces and includes your authentic humanity, conscientiously honors your legitimate personal needs, unequivocally upholds your sacred right to restorative rest, and empowers your capacity to articulate yes and no with both clarity and genuine kindness. A truly effective and respected leader in this evolving cycle will frequently be characterized as an individual who demonstrates an unwavering willingness to be consistently present and reliable, who possesses the humility to sincerely apologize when circumstances warrant it, who is openly willing to learn and grow, even in public view, and who maintains an open and compassionate heart even as they navigate and make necessary practical choices. People naturally gravitate towards and implicitly trust this particular kind of authentic leadership, for its very essence resonates with a profound and undeniable sense of reality and genuine humanity. This foundational understanding is precisely why the Aurora Pact inherently favors and champions integrity not as a lofty ideal, but as an essential, non-negotiable daily practice. This is because a life lived with consistent integrity unfailingly generates a clear, resonant signal in your personal energetic field and interactions. And a clean, unwavering signal, in turn, intrinsically fosters profound trust, And it is this very trust that serves as the indispensable bridge through which resilient communities are able to both stabilize their foundations and flourish with enduring growth. As you gracefully move through the energetic currents of this powerful equinox portal and navigate the months that lie ahead, a significant number of you will begin to observe your leadership qualities naturally expressing themselves in remarkably ordinary, yet profoundly impactful ways. This includes steadfastly keeping your promises, speaking your truth with unwavering honesty, consistently bringing forth your creative contributions, treating others with an inherent respect and dignity, nurturing yourself with abundant self-love, and thoughtfully choosing what deeply aligns with your core values, even when such choices demand considerable patience. For those individuals among you who are consciously carrying a sacred mission, and indeed, a great many of you are, this particular season presents a profound opportunity to distill your message into its simplest, most potent form, and to purify your underlying motives to their most authentic essence. This is because it is precisely this radical simplicity that enables your work, your wisdom, and your offerings to travel farther, resonate more widely, and impact more deeply. While a convoluted or overly complicated message might, for a fleeting moment, succeed in impressing the intellect, a truly simple, clear message possesses the unparalleled power to profoundly change an entire life. Your sacred work is fundamentally intended to be received and understood by real human beings navigating the complexities of their real, everyday lives. And when you communicate directly from the authentic space of your heart, utilizing clear, unadorned language, your message lands not just on ears, but deeply within souls. The Aurora Pact, in its essence, actively supports and champions this profound kind of clarity. This is precisely because it is diligently working to bring the expansive realm of dreams and the tangible world of form into a harmonious and co-creative partnership. And any genuine, lasting partnership, by its very nature, absolutely necessitates clear, honest, and truly clean communication. You may presently be perceiving a subtle, yet persistent, inner impetus to consciously reduce what is extraneous or unnecessary in your life and work, to meticulously refine what is truly essential, and to thoughtfully choose one or two primary offerings that most authentically represent your unique gifts, dedicating your energy to building and developing them with exceptional care and integrity. It is understandable that a multitude of you have, at various times, striven to accomplish far too much simultaneously. This often stems from a place of profound caring, a genuine desire to be of service and help others, and an intrinsic sense of urgency regarding the challenges of the world. However, a deeper, more enduring wisdom is now gracefully arriving. Softly yet firmly whispering, devote your energy to building what possesses the inherent capacity to truly last. Consider the profound strength of foundational elements. A well-constructed, solid foundation possesses the unwavering capacity to support an entire house. A powerful, clearly articulated central message can effortlessly carry the weight and meaning of a whole body of work. And a consistent, diligently maintained daily practice can effectively sustain and regenerate your vital energy for many years to come. This inherent truth also elucidates precisely why your daily, consistent devotion holds such paramount importance at this moment. For it is this unwavering devotion that acts as the vital life force, diligently keeping your cherished mission alive and vibrant even when the unpredictable currents of inspiration inevitably rise and fall. Devotion, in its most sacred sense, is the profound and solemn agreement you consciously forge with the deepest chambers of your own heart, an agreement that unequivocally declares, I will faithfully continue walking this path, regardless of external circumstances. And the Aurora Pact, in its cosmic intelligence, actively supports and honors that sacred agreement by orchestrating the arrival of precisely matched opportunities, invaluable allies, and impeccable timing that harmoniously align with the unwavering constancy and steadfastness you proactively offer. A perpetually present, deeply human challenge, one that has manifested across the vast arc of human history, is now making its reappearance in this current moment. It is a challenge that, fortunately, can be compassionately met and skillfully navigated with an abundance of genuine kindness and self-understanding. The external world, in its often overwhelming complexity, continuously presents a myriad of enticing doors, countless alluring invitations, numerous brightly shining, seemingly effortless paths, and a plethora of promises for quick, gratifying rewards. And it is a subtle danger that some of these might inadvertently pull you away from the profound work you truly wish to construct, simply because they are boisterous or appear deceptively easy or offer a fleeting, seductive flattery in the immediate moment. The Aurora Pact, in its benevolent wisdom, actively supports the cultivation of keen discernment in a remarkably practical and immediately applicable manner. It gently, yet powerfully, assists you in recognizing and connecting with that intrinsic sense of what genuinely feels like home within the sacred sanctuary of your own being. This inner home possesses an unmistakable energetic signature. It inherently feels stable and securely anchored. It provides a deep sense of profound nourishment for your soul. It resonates in perfect alignment with your core values and deepest truths. And crucially, this inner home feels precisely like the kind of life you authentically desire to awaken within, not just tomorrow, but 1 year, 5 years, and even 2 decades from this very moment. Therefore, when confronted with the inevitable array of choices and decisions during this transformative cycle, you possess a simple, yet extraordinarily powerful question that can serve as a guiding lantern, illuminating your path forward. Will this particular choice still hold profound meaning, still resonate with wisdom, and still feel genuinely aligned when my life has naturally settled into a quieter, more grounded, and harmoniously balanced state? Those choices that are intrinsically aligned with your authentic path tend to respond with a quiet, gentle affirmation of yes, carrying with it a profound sense of inner calm and knowing. Conversely, choices that are merely momentary distractions or fleeting desires often feel thrilling and exciting in their initial allure, only to subsequently leave you with a pervasive sense of emptiness and regret. The intuitive wisdom of your heart intrinsically discerns this crucial difference, and you are, in this sacred present moment, diligently learning to wholeheartedly trust that profound inner knowing without succumbing to the mind's often argumentative or questioning impulses. This compassionate process represents one of the pivotal ways in which the Aurora Pact actively protects and safeguards your sacred mission. It does so by gently guiding you to consistently choose what is profoundly meaningful and enduring over what is merely momentary or fleeting. And the cumulative effect of that repeated, conscious choice ultimately manifests as a life that feels immeasurably rich, deeply satisfying, and profoundly purposeful. In this expansive new arc of human experience, the contemplation and embodiment of choices related to your legacy will begin to feel remarkably natural and intuitive. And it is important to clarify that legacy here does not necessarily imply achieving something grand, world-renowned, or famously celebrated. Rather, legacy, in its purest sense, simply refers to the enduring imprint you leave behind in the hearts of those you touch, and the resilient, meaningful structures, both tangible and intangible, that you diligently build throughout your lifetime. Consider these profound examples. Some of you are meticulously building families infused with an abundance of love and a deeper level of honesty than you yourselves perhaps received, and that, indeed, is a magnificent legacy. Others among you are consciously cultivating communities where individuals feel genuinely safe, seen, and empowered to express their authentic selves, and that, too, is a powerful legacy. Many are diligently crafting creative work that gently, yet powerfully, assists people in remembering and reconnecting with the deepest essence of their soul, and that, without question, is an invaluable legacy. And for some, the work involves building businesses founded upon unwavering integrity, expansive generosity, and a clear sense of profound purpose, and that undeniably is also a living legacy. This deep connection is precisely why the Aurora Pact is frequently experienced not as a heavy burden, but rather as a quiet, yet profound, deepening of responsibility, imbued with an overarching sense of love. This arises from your soul's inherent recognition that the foundations you are laying and the structures you are diligently building now possess the remarkable potential to extend their influence far into the future. And consequently, there's an intrinsic, unwavering desire within you for these creations to be impeccably clean, infused with an abiding kindness, and rooted in unshakable truth. The Equinox portal, with its profound energetic significance, graciously offers a truly beautiful and opportune moment to consciously establish this foundational tone. This is primarily because a seasonal beginning, particularly one of such cosmic alignment, inherently provides a perfect and fertile ground for new intentions to take root and flourish, guiding you with clarity and grace towards your most authentic future. This moment has arrived for you to truly discern and declare what principles and values you wish to uphold and embody in your life. You possess the power to establish a foundational tone, a guiding resonance, by consciously uttering a potent phrase to yourself each new morning, perhaps something gracefully simple yet profoundly impactful, such as today, I meticulously construct that which is enduring, or today, I deliberately select and embrace what resonates as unequivocally true, or even today, through every one of my intentional actions, I wholeheartedly serve the spirit of love. And in due course, you will begin to observe, with remarkable clarity, how the tapestry of your existence subtly yet powerfully starts to align itself, to coalesce and organize around the very vibrational tone you have meticulously established. This phenomenon occurs because the tone you cultivate acts as a profound form of innate, inner leadership, an inherent compass guiding your way from within. A profound sense of solace and reassurance seeks to firmly anchor itself within your hearts at this juncture, precisely because we recognize that many of you quietly ponder, with sincere introspection, whether your arrival on this earthly plane was indeed perfectly timed, whether your efforts are truly sufficient, if the unique brilliance of your gifts holds genuine significance, and crucially, if the wider world is truly prepared to graciously receive and embrace the profound wisdom and inherent light that you carry within you. And the unequivocal answer, the affirmative affirmation we wholeheartedly extend to you, resonates as a warm, resounding yes-on, emphatic confirmation that echoes deeply within your being. This is because your very presence here signifies your integral role in a pivotal global turning point, a profound epical shift. And remarkably, you are already an active, invaluable participant in this transformative process simply by consistently choosing to embody and express love even within the most unassuming, ordinary moments of your daily existence. This sacred agreement, this profound pact you are making, fundamentally does not demand or compel you to morph into someone you are not. On the contrary, its deepest essence lies in powerfully supporting your journey of blossoming into the most authentic, most magnificent, most fully realized version of yourself, a process that unfolds steadily, with an inherent grace, gently unfolding day by day, and requiring patient perseverance rooted in unwavering devotion to your truest self. As you gracefully traverse the expansive tapestry of the months and years that stretch out before you, the work of genuine consequence, the labor that truly leaves an indelible mark, will undeniably be that which you are capable of consistently pursuing with a compassionate, open heart, resilient yet tender. The relationships that truly hold significance, those connections destined to flourish and deepen, will unequivocally be those cultivated and nourished through unwavering honesty and profound authenticity. The creations that truly matter, the legacies you leave behind, will be those you meticulously construct, step by deliberate step, with dedicated intention. And the spiritual journey, the inner quest that truly resonates as meaningful and aligned, will be the one that evokes an undeniable sense of coming home, a resonant inner sanctuary, a profound sense of belonging and peace nestled deep within the sacred space of your own chest. This potent equinox portal, a threshold of cosmic significance, now swings open, gracefully revealing an expansive new doorway. And it is your sincere, conscious daily choices, those seemingly small, yet profoundly impactful decisions, that will gently yet firmly carry you through its transformative embrace. Be assured, the very path itself will continuously manifest and gracefully unfold to meet you precisely where you are, always adapting and revealing its next steps as you earnestly and courageously meet it with your own unwavering presence. For life itself, in its boundless wisdom, profoundly cherishes and responds to genuine sincerity, to the authentic unveiling of one's true self. It deeply embraces unwavering commitment, the steadfast dedication to a chosen path. And above all, life reveres and celebrates that singular, magnificent moment when a human being, with a profound and quiet courage that emanates from their very core, makes the sacred decision to wholly and fearlessly live from the radiant truth of their own compassionate heart. Beloved souls, we now tenderly enfold each and every one of you within an embrace of warm, constant, and unconditional love, a steadfast current of divine affection. With profound reverence, we metaphorically place our guiding hands upon the intricate tapestry of your unfolding journey, imbuing it with our deepest blessings and highest intentions. We unequivocally acknowledge the inherent beauty, the intricate craftsmanship, and the profound significance of all that you are meticulously building, creating, and cultivating. And with heartfelt admiration, we witness you, in this very moment, as you gracefully yet powerfully step forward into your next luminous chapter, imbued with both profound gentleness and unwavering strength. Please know, with absolute certainty, that we are perpetually with you, our essence intertwined with yours. We walk alongside you every step of the way, offering unwavering support and companionship. And most assuredly, we shall remain forever with you, immersed in an eternal current of boundless love. It is in